Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very
much. Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another edition, another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty, the most controversial manager on YouTube, with the hottest intro on YouTube. Man, it don't get no better than this. Yeah, I want to apologize in advance. I apologize for being late. Had to take care of a few things that ran me late, but I'm here, live in living color, and I want to welcome each and every last one of you who are live in living color here today. I'm going to give you what you asked for. I'm going to give you what you asked for. I know what you came here for. I'm going to give it to you, but you got to smash the like button. You have to hit the like button so that the education and entertainment will reverberate all across the world and all across the YouTube boxing community. Yeah, I know what you came here for, and I'm going to give you what you asked for. Oh, yes. Listen now. I promise you all that you all will be entertained today. You're going to be entertained by truth, and you are going to be entertained by facts. You're going to be entertained by reality, because facts plus reality equal truth. Yeah, listen now. You're going to be entertained today, and you're also going to be educated as the viewership is increasing exponentially. And y'all already know that there are times where we don't do our Town Watch check-in. And today is one of those times. Oh, yes. Today is the day. We're not going to do our Town Watch check-in. We're going right in. We're going right into the show. I welcome each and every last one of you once again that's live and living color. If you are watching the replay of this live, I welcome you as well. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate the investment that you are making with your time. Thank you for coming over. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. I welcome you if you are a spy, a detractor, or a hater. You are also welcome today. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes. I got 2 words for you. Yeah, for those of you that are haters, those of you that are spies, those of you that are detractors of mine. I love you. I only got 2 words for you. So what? Yeah, so what? Mm-hmm. That's my answer to every question that you got for me. So what? Because it don't make a difference. You know? Listen, y'all, I'm going to need support now. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I always say, I got to keep it 100 now. The numbers is low. The numbers is low. We got to enhance and increase the performance of the quality of the content now. And you know, I go above and beyond to make sure that I dedicate myself to produce quality content for you. Yes, you, the audience. Okay? And so I have to enhance the visual and audio quality of the content. All right. And so, in order for me to do that, and this is what I love about my family here on YouTube. This is what I love about, because y'all always supporting me. You always step up to the plate. You always make contributions. And in turn, I give y'all my best. And so I tell y'all right now, numbers is low. I got to keep it all the way 100. You know what I mean? When I do these lives, I do it for y'all, and I want to make sure that y'all get my best performance. My best performance. I know I do a lot of theatricals. I know I do a lot of facial expressions. I know I do a lot of things to entertain y'all. And then there are times where I'm very serious. And so I try to make sure I make it worth your while, that you get a live performance every time you join me live. Yeah. I don't want no dull moments when we here. That's all I'm saying. And so I hope that y'all enjoy the content. I try to make sure I perform, in front of the audience. And I appreciate y'all support. So I'm saying all that to say in advance that I thank each and every last one of you that are going to cash at me tonight. I thank you all in advance, each and every last one of you that's going to send a super sticker or a super chat. Or if you're watching a replay of this live, you can also send in a super thanks. I thank you in advance. It is your support that make the quality of this content improve. And it is also your support, your financial contributions that allow me, okay, to be able to designate times to be able to produce content and be here live. And there are times where I know I got other things that I need to do. But guess what? I made a commitment to be here for you all as a priority. And so that's why sometimes the lives that I produce is supposed to be 2 hours. Sometimes I only say to myself before I come on, well, I'm only going to be here for an hour because I got something else to do. But then all of a sudden now we on here 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes, well, we did 2 times, 6 hours. But I do it to commit myself to you as much as you all commit yourselves to me. So I want to thank everybody in advance. And of course, when you do provide your financial contribution in live time, I'm going to also, again, acknowledge you. All right. So we're going to get on with the show. But before we do, I got to make sure that I give a double salute to the first super chat of the evening. My guy who always support this channel, and I got to make sure that I publicly acknowledge him. Tune, thank you so much for your super chat and your contribution. Tune in the building, and he says supporting. And I know we have more coming right after Tune. Tune is not the only one. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Come on and be a part of this experience and come and be a blessing to the channel. You know, there's a lot of people that come over my channel and been freeloading the whole year I've been over here. Ain't coming to chat and acknowledge the chat. Ain't come and give $1.99 of a super chat. Didn't even give a super sticker. Didn't even acknowledge me. Some people just come over here. You know, they freeload. Didn't take some of the bread that I produce and provide through education and entertainment. Then they run with the bread, chew some of it, then go on their channel or go on their little podcast and then repeat what they heard me say and don't give me no credit for it. We know what the people do. I'm talking about the haters. We talking about them. Yeah. All I'm saying is we got a lot of freeloaders that come over here. Yeah, I'm talking about the freeloaders that come all up in my chat and be trying to be very disruptive and be using the N-word and be saying some derogatory statements to me and my roller tape film crew members. Yeah, they ain't nothing but a bunch of freeloaders. That's why I got one of the best audience on YouTube. In fact, I got the hottest chat on YouTube. Not even that, I got some of the best moderators on YouTube. Yeah, so if you coming over here to hate the night, I got some moderators. I got some roller tape film crew members. I got some supervisors of the roller tape film crew members that's gonna make sure that you are on blast. Yeah. Listen now. Oh, we got a section for you. Yeah. All are welcome here. Yeah, we ain't gotta ban you every time. You all are welcome here. Yes. And speaking of roller tape film crew members, and speaking of supervisors of roller tape film crew members, I got one of my day one supporters. He's probably a day one. Good friend of mine, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. He says support for the channel. My God. Man, listen now. Come on now. We listen now. We got everybody in the chat. Y'all know what we're gonna talk about tonight. I know what you came here for. You came here for a little bit of education and entertainment. I'm gonna give it to you. You came here for a little controversy. I'm gonna give it to you. And guess what? When you see the apparel I'm wearing, you're gonna know what time of night it is. Yeah, my West Coast audience, it ain't nighttime over there yet. It's still the sun's still beaming over on the West Coast. You're gonna know what time of day it is. Oh, yes, you are. Double salute to my guy, Gregory Quarterbaum. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel, my brother. He says, we here for you, Manager Marty. I know you are, and that's why I am here for you also. Now that I got all of that out the way, now, when I say that don't mean stop your super chats now. That don't mean stop the support of the channel, because we're going to get down tonight. I'm in my bag tonight. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes. Ooh. Listen now, I see the members that's in the chat. I already know it's going to be a fire chat. Listen, I already know. Double salute for the supervisors of the Roll to Take film crew, Biz on the Beat, and my guy, day one supporter, Aaron Muhammad. Woo! Listen, the chat going to be on fire this evening. Hold up, I thought I seen somebody else. Hold up, I thought I seen somebody else here. Well, I acknowledge, I want to make sure I don't miss nobody who's a member of this channel. Feel free to join and become a member. We got 3 perks and 3 different tiers, 3 different levels of perks when you join this channel. So feel free to do that to support the channel. We got to get on with the show. The air fryer is warming up, y'all. I'm telling you, the air fryer is warming. You hear it in my voice? You hear it? Air fryer warming up. Oh, yeah. We got to deal with it now. Hey, listen. They asked me a question. So I got to give some answers now. Okay? Before I do that, let me show y'all what type time I'm on. I got to show y'all. Huh? Grim Reaper here. You know what type time I'm on tonight. You know what type time I'm on today, don't you? All right. Ain't gonna be no complaining now. When the truth and the facts start coming through, you don't want to hear no complaining. You know, I got this hoodie on. You know what that means? Oh, yes. This was, listen, CEO Spence, he like when I wear this. Yeah. He like when CEO Spence, he like when I wear this outfit. Yeah. Andre Noble, he like when I wear this. Jarnell, what's up? He like when I wear this. Yeah. Many Face Publishing, double salute to you. My God, day one supporter. Many Face Publishing says salute. Barbecue just started. Yes. He ain't even talking about, and guess what? He's not talking about the barbecue on his lunch break. He's talking about the barbecue that's warming up now in the air fryer. Woo! Yes, let's get right to it now. Thank you again, Many Face, for your contribution and your support, my brother. Let's get right to it. Let's start with this. First and foremost, okay, we got to deal with it now. Now, Malika Myers, y'all know who she is, okay? She lost to Alicia Baumgartner. She was just in a recent interview today that just dropped probably like 2 hours ago, probably. And in that interview, she confirmed that when she fought Alicia Baumgartner, there was no drug testing for the fight. They only took the one test, which is customary through the commissions, one test after the fight. After the fight. One. This is standard protocol. We're not talking about USADA and we're not talking about VADA. It's a standard protocol for the commissioners who facilitate the geographical location that hosted the event. And she also believed, this is her words, not mine, and I can roll the tape and pull it up. She believes, this is her now, on the interview with Fight Hub. Salute to Fight Hub. I don't even know the guy's name. I recognize his face, but I don't know his name. But he be doing the interviews for Fight Hub. He asked her a question about the testing. No testing. For the fight. I didn't say after. I said for the actual fight. In the training camp of both fighters. During the buildup of the fight. No testing. Now, she also believed that Alicia Baumgartner is a dirty fighter. She believed Alicia Baumgartner cheated. She believes that. She said it. Yes, she did. That's what we're talking about today. Did y'all see my title? What did the title say again? Manager Marty reveals suspicions of S ... That wasn't a curse word. Just so y'all know, that wasn't a curse word. The S ... That wasn't the use of profanity now. I think you all get the hint. Now, to Alicia Baumgartner, I say this. We need answers. See, we don't pick and choose on this channel. We don't point out one and don't point out another. Do we love fighters? Yes, we do. Do the Roller Tape Film crew members have favorite fighters? Yes, they do. Do I love and support all the boxers and fighters? Yes, I do. But we got to call it spade a spade and be real. Don't matter who it is now. We can't just go by just because somebody are favorites. We're going to let them get a pass. If Alicia Baumgartner tested positive for a banned substance that was in her system, we got to deal with that. And no cute face and thin body is going to stop us. You can be cute in the face and thin in the waist. But if you got a banned substance in your body that shouldn't be there, we need answers. Now, it's been 90 days or so, and we still haven't heard the answers of the documentation. And I'm talking about the proof that will exonerate Alicia Baumgartner. We need answers. We do. See, everybody talking that advocate, 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 but then there's no work being done. I don't want to hear nobody in boxing call themselves an advocate if you are not performing the duties of an advocate. So now we are asking as boxing fans for athletes to help promote a clean sport. We don't want anyone cheating and getting unfair advantages. That's not cool. We got to deal with what's real. Now, there's one fact that we have to understand. Don't matter who your favorite fighter is, we got to keep it 100, y'all. Banned substances do not invisibly get into your bloodstream or your urine. Banned substances do not just haphazardly enter into a person's bloodstream and or urine. There was something that had to occur for the banned substance to enter your bloodstream and your urine. We have to deal with it. We are tired of being robbed as boxing fans. Just like boxers are tired of being robbed as fighters. In other words, if the boxers are right for complaining about boxing fans illegally streaming the fights through piracy, and they're not getting their just compensation, then boxing fans are equally appropriate when we complain about boxers getting caught cheating. And even if you haven't gotten caught, but you still cheating, we condemn that over here on this channel. We also condemn anyone acting like they're clean, but their hands are dirty. We also condemn people acting like they're advocates when they are not. The Grim Reaper is here today. You see, you can't have one clean hand and then have the other hand that's dirty and then wash them and think both hands are going to be clean. You got to pick and choose a side. Either you're going to be clean or you're going to be dirty. We got to deal with it, y'all. I know some of y'all don't want to hear this. But Brian said in the chat, Mama said, knock you out. Huh? That's what he talking about when I got this hoodie on. Yeah. We got to deal with truth now. Now that we offer that, let me back up and make sure Alicia Baumgartner heard me. And see my eyes when I talk. We need answers. Bring the paperwork. We still waiting for the paperwork so that we can exonerate you. And if you are a clean fighter, you ought to be praised and held to high regard. But until you get the paperwork and produce the evidence that you clean, we can't give you credit for that, Ma. Now, got that out the way. Arthur Beterbiev, what's up? You running in there looking all husky and strong, running through fighters, knocking people out, TKOing them, and then we gonna find out for your upcoming bout this Saturday, your VADA test done came back with raised HGH and testosterone levels. Now, according to an interview I saw earlier, about an hour or two ago, I believe this was from Fight Hype, this interview. So salute to Fight Hype. The man asked the question to Eddie Hearn, the lead promoter of this card on Saturday, right? He asked Eddie Hearn about Beterbiev's testing results. Now, Eddie Hearn said, his words not mine, that according to the terminology that VADA used, there was no adverse finding. And in the contract, the language states that if there is any adverse finding of the fighters that's going to be tested, then it has to automatically cancel the show. But because there was no quote unquote adverse finding in the language of VADA, this appears to be an irregular finding. So that means that the show may go on Saturday. Now, let me be clear on that for those of you that might be confused. According to Eddie Hearn, who's still looking for answers, Eddie Hearn said that according to VADA, and he said he's still waiting for VADA to reach back out to him to provide him with more information. But according to VADA, 1 week that Arthur Beterbiev was tested had raised levels of HGH and testosterone, which we know are two banned substances. But the following week, they tested him again the following week, and all of a sudden now, he's clean as a whistle. There is no HGH that was found in his system. There was no testosterone that was found in his system. There was no other banned substances that was found in his system. A week after, he had the raised levels of HGH and testosterone in his system. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you very clearly, now I'm no expert, but I've heard a lot of experts speak on the topic of doping and anti-doping. And what that sounds like to me, if you have raised HGH and testosterone levels 1 week in your blood and your urine, and then the following week is not, what that tells me is that by the time the second set of DCOs that came to administer the drug testing through blood and urine samples and collection, apparently the HGH and the testosterone did what? Disappeared out of your system. He said a month later. Okay, cool. I swore I heard him say a week later. Somebody in the chat said that he said a month later. But let's use the month later then. Okay, 1 month you had raised HGH and testosterone in your system, and then the next month you didn't. It's the same principle still going to apply. You tapering off. You tapering on and you're tapering off. And the substance that you are using will allow that substance to evaporate out of your system during a certain period of time, like EPO. If you inject EPO through your navel area, it takes 3 to 4 days to leave out of your system. But then if you use the IV to inject the EPO, it takes approximately 19 hours to leave your system. And we didn't hear that from Manager Marty. No. I've confirmed that. I already knew that But I confirmed that through my questioning to Victor Conti. And he was right here live in the first interview nearly 2 weeks ago. And he told us that to be true. So we have to take the words of the expert. Okay? Before I bring my guest on, my brother, I got to break some things down to y'all. And then I'm going to bring him on and get his take on it. And then I would love for you all to give me your take on it. And then I'm going to open the panel up to see if anyone wants to ask me any questions about my findings and my suspicions. Now, I put my glasses on so y'all can hear what I'm saying. I put my glasses on so I can hear what y'all saying. Now, let's start off with this correctly. Last night, I was asked a question on the panel. And the question that I was asked, Marty, do you believe or do you think that the SNAC program is illegal? And I said, I don't know. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it's illegal. And I stand by those words. But now I want to add to my response. Neither do y'all. You don't know if it's legal or illegal either. None of y'all. None of us. We don't know. I mean, we can speculate that it's illegal, and that wouldn't be right unless you had some kind of evidence to substantiate your suspicions. That wouldn't be right. And it also equally wouldn't be right if you just say that it's legal. If you're only going by someone's words that it's legal, that wouldn't equally be right. Let me take these off so y'all can see my eye when I say the lab. Oh. We need answers and we need proof. Yeah. If I'm going to ask Alicia Baumgartner to give us answers and give us proof, she has to do that because her words don't mean anything. In this environment, in this scenario, when it comes to PEDs or doping or cheating, no one's words mean anything. We need actions to support our words. Now, somebody might say, Manager Marty, why are you saying this? You want to know why I'm saying this? We've heard athletes give us their words. Didn't we, Q Brown? We've heard athletes give us their word. Didn't we, Jarnell? Big Supreme and Matt Perez. Didn't we hear athletes give us their word? Remember when Barry Bonds gave us his word that he was a clean athlete? Remember when Marion Jones gave us her words that she was a clean athlete? Remember when Tim Montgomery gave us his word that he was a clean athlete? Remember when Alex Rodriguez gave us his word that he was a clean athlete? Remember when Lance Armstrong gave us his word that he was a clean athlete? Remember when Sugar Shane Mosley gave us his word that he had no knowledge? He didn't know what was in his system. He didn't know anything. He was a clean fighter. Let me show y'all my eyes again so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And every last one of them athletes that gave us their words, and we believed them at first, they all lied to us with no proof and no evidence that they were clean. They just gave us their word, but they lied to us. They deceived the people, and they all faced heavy penalties for it. So I respect them if they change their lives around and if they're helping other people do the right thing. But then when it happened, they gave us their words. I got to show my eyes on this part too, because I already see the controversy is coming, because the air fryer is heating up now. And Victor Conti is no exception to the rule. If we're not going to take nobody else's words with no evidence as proof, we can't take his words either with no evidence as proof. No one's word is good enough when we talk about doping in boxing. Nobody's word is good enough without proof. Now let me get back to my facts. So in my response to yesterday's question to me, I gave a little history lesson. And I was just doing it just to give you an appetizer so that I can produce more evidence today. And then reiterate the evidence that I presented last night. So here we are. You see, it's time for me to have a moment of truth. I out-hustled the hustler at his own hustle. Let me say that again for the people that's in the back. I out-hustled the hustler with his own hustle. I'm gonna do a 10-second pause to let that marinate so y'all can process that. Okay, now let's get on. So I don't know if the SNAC program is legal or illegal. How am I supposed to know? I don't know. Neither do you all. You don't know either. We can't take anyone's words. We have to go by people's actions. When it comes down to this topic, we got to go down. Hey, listen, nobody's word's good enough. Nobody's. The words and actions must be congruent with each other for us boxing fans to believe. Why? Because we invest our time, our resources, and our money to this sport as boxing fans. And not only do we, the fans, get cheated, but so do the competitors and opponents who are in the ring competing against people that are cheating. Whether they got caught or not is not the point. And the reason why it's not the point, because we've heard Victor Conti, not in the first interview only, but in the second interview also, tell us how flawed the testing system is. Now, double salute to my guy, Toon, one more again. Thank you, Toon, for your contribution and your support to the channel, and also being a front runner for more contributions and super chats that's about to come in this live for the truth that you all came here for. Now, thank you for finally making a video on Baumgartner. These other channels stayed talking about White, Canelo, Fury, and Valdez, but ignore Baumgartner. You're so welcome. In fact, I actually did a video on her in the beginning of the findings months ago. But this video is here because that was months ago, and I'm still waiting for the results, the paperwork, the documentation, and the evidence, and I haven't gotten it yet. You, the viewers that's watching me live, haven't gotten it yet. You, the viewers that are watching me on the replay of this live, haven't gotten it yet. We need answers. Cheating will not be tolerated in the sport. So whatever needs to be done, let it be done. But in the meantime and in between time, we need answers. Now, speaking of answers, let me give my answers. Because people kept telling me, Manager Marty, you're hating on Bud Crawford. You're just hating on the guy. You're only pointing him out. Why didn't you say anything before? You didn't say anything about the SNAC program before he fought Errol Spence. Why now? What difference do it make? If I would have said something before the fight, you still wasn't going to believe me. I said something after the fight, and some of y'all still don't believe me. If I would have said something about the SNAC program before the fight, you still would have criticized me and said I'm making excuses. I said something about it after Errol Spence fight, and you're still saying I'm making excuses. Before I say my answers that I have made sure that I present to my audience. Oh, the Grim Reaper here. That's why I got the hoodie on. Y'all know what time it is. We don't have no pics when we got the hoodie on. I find it interesting that the same people that kept criticizing me and still criticize me to this day, when I talk about performance enhancement, when I bring up the SNAC, and most of you are Terrence Crawford fans, and most of you all are Devin Haney fans. I know what's going on, but I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. I just got a question. How come when Victor Conte accused Manny Pacquiao of cheating, none of y'all said nothing to him? How come when Victor Conte tweeted that Memo Heredia is in the camp of David Benavidez when they was in the buildup of fighting Caleb Plant, how come y'all didn't say nothing to him? Oh, y'all gave him the privilege of having freedom of speech. But then now I'm talking about his program that's suspicious, and all because your favorite fighter is in there, you criticize me? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're going to criticize Manager Marty for bringing up the SNAC program and some suspicions, then you should do the same thing when Victor Conte accused others. See, I never accused none of them publicly. But Victor Conte accused Memo publicly, and you ain't say nothing. Victor Conte accused Manny Pacquiao publicly and said he was on steroids his whole entire career. In his opinion, he said that publicly. And you ain't say nothing then. Oh, but Manager Marty say something now. It's a problem. Oh, Manager Marty say something about the SNAC program. Now everybody want to jump on the channel and defend their honor. Now everybody want to clarify what's good for the goose, good for the gander. If you can point out what somebody else doing, why nobody can't point out what Victor doing? And I'm not saying he's doing nothing wrong. What I am saying is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're going to give Victor Conte a privilege of having freedom of speech here in America, why don't you give me that same privilege? I'm only asking for y'all to be fair. And you know what's interesting too, and I'm going to continue on. No one ever asked me why. No one yet has asked me, Manager Marty, you keep saying you're suspicious, but why? No one never asked me. So I didn't volunteer the information. But since I was asked last night on whether do I think it's illegal or legal, and I told y'all before, I don't know. I'm not here to tell y'all it's illegal. That wouldn't be fair for me to do. I don't have no evidence, right? Okay, but if we're going to use that as our foundation, it's not fair for me to say it's legal either, because I don't have any evidence of that either. But I do have evidence of this. Look at your screen. Go on, look at it. Look at your screen. Go on, look at it. What'd that say? Huh? Victor Conte's Sports Nutrition Company. SNAC offers products that improve your level of fitness, help lose fat, build muscle, and enhance performance. That's what it say. You see? That's what it say. You see that? So I know one thing, whether it's legal or illegal, I know the SNAC program works, and so do you. Everybody watching me live and live in color, whether you are a supporter, non-supporter, detractor, hater, spy, or a loved one, and you watching me live or the replay of this live, you know it's true too as well. The SNAC program works. Now, no one never asked me why am I suspicious. Some people just automatically assume, oh, you just saying that because you don't like Terrence Crawford. Huh? You never even heard me say I didn't like Terrence Crawford. Why are you putting words in my mouth and trying to hold me accountable for words I didn't say? That's not right. If I didn't like the guy, I wouldn't be talking about him. I wouldn't have gave him advice on how to make money in this business the right way and doing good business. Now, I'm not going to say Terrence Crawford saw my videos before the fight happened. I don't know if he did or not. What difference does it make? As long as I did my job and educated the boxing community on what should happen and take place for all of us, fans of boxing and even those competing in it, can get the biggest fights that we enjoy and that we seek and crave for. Now that I got all that out the way, let's be clear with something, and I got to say this, y'all. I've been talking about the SNAC program works for about 5 months. And guess what? Victor Conti never made one comment on none of my YouTube videos. Victor Conti never sent me an email. He never initiated contact with me. He never added me on Twitter. 5 months now I've been talking about SNAC program, and SNAC program works, and performance enhancement, legal or illegal. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything by Victor. It was only when I put up a specific video. And watch this. 2 days after I put up this specific video, Tank Davis, he says something on Twitter. I want to give y'all a reference and timeline now. I dropped the video in the middle of December. You know I ain't lying, Sheena. And guess what? I put together a puzzle that tied SNAC and Vada to the same line through Victor Conti. That's a fact. And then 2 days later, we heard Gervonta Tank Davis say what he said. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that Tank watched any of my videos at that time. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you timeline of what happened. And then that's when I started to see Victor Conti give clarity to some quote-unquote misinformation he said that I said to the people. And he put that in the YouTube section. This is how all of this started. I just want us to be clear here when we talk. Now let me answer the question, since nobody ever asked me, why are you suspicious? Why do you keep saying performance enhancements is helping the fighters? Why do you keep saying that the SNAC program works? Why? No one ever asked me. I've been being criticized for the last 6-7 months on YouTube, and no one ever asked me why. I don't think that's fair, but who cares? It's not about me, and we're not going to make this about me. So all of you that's watching me now, that keep doing all these videos about me, I don't know all of you guys. I only see certain things that people decide to send me. I want you to know I don't care. Keep making videos on me. I don't care. See, I'm not doing this to be famous like some of y'all. I was who I was before YouTube came in my life. Don't make me no difference. I don't do this for the looks. I don't do this for the likes. I do this for the licks. You dig? Now, let me put my glasses on so I can hear what y'all saying and so y'all can hear what I'm saying. Since nobody asked me why are you suspicious? Why you keep bringing this up? Why? Are you trying to say it's illegal? Oh yeah, you trying to say. That's not why. So now I'm going to tell you why. Let's start with this fact. This is not an opinion. This is a fact, and then I'm going to run it down, and then I'm going to get my guest to come on, and then I'm going to drop the link in the chat, fly the kite out there, and whoever else want to come on, come on. Whether you agree with me or not, that's fine. You're all welcome to come on. Now, let me spit some facts to you all of what made me suspicious in the very beginning. Okay? I'm not talking about in July of 2023 when I say suspicious. I'm talking about years and years and years ago. See, y'all don't even know that. But anyway, let's get it in. I see similarities with what Victor Conti has done 20 years ago through Balco, or I'll say the Balco scandal, to now, today. There's similarities to what I recall that happened with the Balco scandal 20 years ago, or 20 plus years ago, and today. In other words, is people are saying things out of their mouth, but their words are not matching their actions. This is what raises suspicions. We didn't get to the fighters just yet. We just get into the foundation first. Now, let me give y'all some examples to answer my question to myself, because nobody asked me of why am I suspicious? And I want you to wait in the chat. Don't go crazy yet. I want y'all to hear all the facts first, and then we're going to dialogue about it. See my eyes when I talk. We need answers. No one's word is good enough when we talk about doping and anti-doping unless they present evidence. Yes. Now, let's go back to the Balco days. Victor Conti said in a Netflix documentary, and we already know this to be true from back then, that he was only willing to work with top athletes. In fact, he said it in the second interview here on this channel. He's only willing to work with the top athletes. He said that then, and the top athletes that he worked with then broke records. Most of them did. Whether he worked with them directly or indirectly through their strength and conditioning coach by providing illegal substances. Okay? Barry Bonds, top athlete. Marion Jones, top athlete. Sugar Shane Mosley, top athlete. Bill Romanowski, top athlete. Alex Rodriguez, top athlete. Tim Montgomery, top athlete. I'm going to stop right there. I think y'all get the point. Now, let's fast forward 20-something years later to today. Victor Conti's still have that same strategy. He's only willing to work with top athletes. And he told us on this channel in an interview, he's not interested in working with people you have to invest too much time and money in to build them up to become a star. He's only willing to work with top athletes. Brian Mendoza, Caleb Plant, Julian Williams, Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney. I'm going to stop right there. These are the athletes that are on his program for more than one fight. Not just getting supplements sent to you one time and then it's over. Not that. I'm talking about on his program. The same way that the other athletes I just named before were on his program. Okay? And Bam Rodriguez also. Okay? Now, did we see some good results when the top athletes 20-something years ago through Balco was on his program? Yes. Do we see good results with the top athletes that's working under his program today? Yes. Did athletes break records on his program during the Balco days? Yes. Did athletes break records under the SNAC program today? Yes. So there's a similarity there. Another similarity that causes people to be suspicious. Back then, Victor Conti told y'all saw the Netflix documentary, most of you, and we know this to be a fact. When you initially encounter Victor Conti, you have to undergo and be subject to comprehensive blood testing. Those were the words that Victor Conti used himself. Comprehensive blood testing or blood screening. That's what Barry Bonds did. That's what Tim Montgomery did. That's what Marion Jones did. You heard Victor Conti on Graham Basinger's interview, which I played this weeks ago. That's what Sugar Shane Mosley did back then, during the Balco days. That's what Alex Rodriguez did in 2012, 7 years after Victor Conti got out of jail, when he said he's a changed man. That's what Terrence Crawford did, according to Victor Conti. He said that on this channel. That's what Devin Haney did. He said that on this channel. That's what Clarissa Shields had to do. What I'm saying is that's a similarity. Is it necessary? Possibly so, of course. I'm just showing y'all similarities what will cause someone to be suspicious. When Victor Conti said he changed his life with his words, but his actions are still the same as it was during the Balco. I'm talking about the behavior patterns. Let's move forward, because I don't want the chat to be lost. I need the chat to pay attention to me now. I want you to sound like y'all talking about anything else. Stay with me now. This is important. You might never hear this nowhere else. Now, what is something else that was a part of the Balco scandal, a part of the training regimen, which I asked Victor Conti about it, and I'm talking about the calendars. Y'all remember that? Yeah. The calendars. Back in the Balco days, Victor Conti and his team, they documented when to dope, when to taper off, when to get tested. When Victor Conti would send the blood and urine test privately to outside testing agencies, such as like Quest Diagnostics, LabCorp, I'm talking about agencies like that. I'm not talking about doping agencies, okay? That's what he did before, correct? Okay. He used the calendar back then, during the Balco days. He used the calendar on his athletes. I asked him, is he using the calendar these days with his athletes? He told me yes. He's using the calendar. with his athletes today. Another similarity. Now, there's a difference because Victor Conti said it was a difference. And the difference was, he said the calendars that I used back then during the Balco days was doping calendars. The calendars that he used today with his athletes are training calendars. Once again, we don't have any evidence of that. We're just going by words. So we're going to go by those words and ask the question of, what is there to need a calendar for? The fighters should know what days they're going to train in your gym. If you're shipping supplements to their home, I'm sure you'll tell them when to take it. If, legal, legal, illegal. I'm not saying illegal. I'm saying legal now. I mean, I think everybody has a calendar in their phone, don't they? Don't the cell phones come with calendars? Don't the fighters have trainers with them that know the schedule too? We need answers. Another similarity from the Balco days to now. And that is a guy who was with him during the Balco days. Remy, the track coach. Yes, him. He was a part of the Balco scandal as well. Now, Victor is friends with him. In fact, to my understanding, he's the one that introduced some people to Mr. Victor. Anyway, I'm talking about this back in the day, during the Balco days. Okay. But my point is, he's still working with Victor to this day at the SNAC gym. You've seen him in certain all accesses and whatever else wasn't all access. It was, I forgot what the ESPN version of it is. Excuse me. When they was on the track with Devin Haney. Yeah, the track coach. Yeah. He was involved with the Balco scandals as well. And now today, he's still at the SNAC gym with Victor Conti. I'm just saying that's a similarity. I'm not here to judge their relationship. I'm saying it's a similarity. We've seen Remy around during those days, and now we see Remy again these days. Victor Conti, another similarity. He worked with a few boxers during the Balco scandal. And one of them, most notably, is Sugar Shane Mosley, who was under the facilitation of the grand jury in a deposition where he had to admit that he knowingly took the cream de clear in EPO, which he originally lied about, but he came out and he told the truth. It's on YouTube if you don't believe me. It's there. My point is that Victor Conti was working with boxers during the Balco days. And now he's working with boxers exclusively today. That's just the similarity that was from Balco back then to now. Moving right along. There were supplements used and bought online without blood testing. Even though athletes are taking the same supplements, but yet they are getting comprehensive blood testing. Let me give an example. I made this reference last night, but I'm going to make it again. Victor Conti was asked in the chat and in the super chat in the last interview, do the fighters under the SNAC program take the same supplements that any of us ordinary people can purchase online? And Victor Conti said yes. I actually put his comment on the screen. Was that Monday? I think that was on Monday. Was that Friday or Monday? I think it was Monday. Anyway, so if that is the case, and I'm not saying that is not the case, I'm just saying similarities. If that is the case, since fighters during the Balco era and other athletes in the Balco era was taking supplements, how do we know that those are not the same supplements? We don't know. But more importantly, if the athletes have to give comprehensive blood testing so that Victor can analyze and evaluate their results based on their blood test before he gives supplements, then how come if any ordinary person or athlete purchased the supplements online, they don't have to undergo a comprehensive blood testing before they consume the products? They don't have to give background of their medical history before they consume the products. But yet, these are the same supplements that the athletes that work with SNAC are taking. We need answers. Now, what else? Both SNAC fighters competed in the same event. Let me be a little bit more specific. I told y'all this last night, and some of y'all didn't even know this, but you know now, and some of you that don't know will know right now again. Kelly White competed against Marion Jones in the 300-meter run. Both of them were a part of the ZMA training club during the Balco days. Of course, Marion Jones won that race or that run, but they both were under the same club. They competed against one another. And we see the similarity today that both boxing athletes can compete in the same ring, being under the same program with Victor Conti. And I'm referring to Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter. That's a similarity that we saw from the Balco days all the way again now. Moving right along. The athletes that Victor Conti worked with back then during the Balco days, they all were already winners. The athletes and boxers that Victor Conti worked with today, they're also winners. Well, Manager Marty, what's the similarity? The similarity is that they both groups, the athletes from Balco, when it was illegal, and the athletes in SNAC, when they say it's legal, they both groups were winners before they got with Victor Conti. Both groups. That's another similarity from Balco 20 years ago and now. Before I continue, are we all on the same page here? I didn't ask you whether you agree or disagree. Hear me clearly. That's not important. Are y'all following me, following along what I'm saying? It's not about whether you agree or disagree. We'll get that in a minute. I just want to make sure the chat is with me here. I don't want anyone to be lost in translation. I don't want anything to be misinterpreted when this is over. Can I at least get a yes or no from somebody? Okay, great. Everybody said they're following. Good. Now, let's get down to something else that was a similarity. And I broke this news yesterday, and most of you didn't know it. So now I'm going to break it again, Mr. Q Brown. Back in the Balco days, C.J. Hunter, the ex-husband of Marion Jones, in Sydney, Australia, he tested positive for a banned substance known as nandrolone. The following year, 2001, Barry Bonds tested positive for nandrolone. And both of those athletes were under Victor Conti's Balco program back then. Now, that reference for Barry Bonds is from the Netflix documentary, where the paperwork and Barry Bonds' name, Victor Conti's name, Jeff Nowitzki's name is on there. This is not me making this up. And now, later, after Victor Conti got out of jail, which was 7 years later, 2012, Andre Berto, who was under the SNAC program at the time, tested positive for nandrolone. I forgot the traces of the long word, but the metabolite, nandrolone. That's a similarity from what the athletes that worked with Victor Conti under the Balco scandal. That's the same similarity to what Victor Conti's new program, SNAC, with Andre Berto. It's a similarity. Both guys, well, all three of them, tested positive for the same PED. During the Balco scandal and after Victor Conti was released from prison, this is 7 years later, by the way, as he re-entered boxing. We need answers. Now, what else happened back then during the Balco days that's happening now? That's very clear. Victor Conti is accusing other people of cheating. Now, somebody can say, well, when did he accuse other people of cheating? Back then. Remember he was on 2020? It's on YouTube if you don't believe me. On 2020, the show 2020, it's on YouTube. Y'all can go watch it. Victor Conti accused Marion Jones of cheating. Victor Conti accused Tim Montgomery of cheating. That was 20-some years ago during the Balco scandal. And now today, he accused Manny Pacquiao of cheating, Alex Ariza of cheating, and Angel Memo Heredia of cheating. That's a similarity. He was doing that behavior during the Balco days, and he's doing that today. He also accused Usain Bolt by saying he was highly suspicious of his performance. He also accused Lance Armstrong, saying he was highly suspicious of his performance. So how come when somebody is highly suspicious of the athletes that's working with him now in boxing, they wrong and they're a bunch of haters? Come on, y'all. Now, there were undetectable steroids that was used during the Balco days, back then. And Victor Conti said now that there are undetectable steroids that's in boxing and there is not a test for it. That's the same similarity from back then when he said that back then. 20-some years later now, he's still saying the same exact thing. We need answers. Everything I just said was not my opinion. Oh, there's more. I have way more. But I'm going to stop there. But everything I said is public record. You can go look it up yourself. Do the research. Everything I said. See, I'm only bringing up stuff where y'all can go and cross-reference it so people can stop lying on me, saying I'm accusing and I don't like this person and I'm hating on this person. And look at the facts and keep me out of it. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't juicing. I ain't cheating. So this ain't got nothing to do with me. But we need answers. When it comes to doping and boxing, nobody's words are good enough without evidence. Produce the paperwork. Now that I got all of that out the way, D-Town Boxing, are you still in the chat? The name of the documentary on Netflix is called Untold. It's a series. The series is called Untold. And they have different episodes. Untold Hall of Shame. That's the Netflix documentary I'm referring to for the ones that's asking me in the chat. D-Town Boxing, you still in the chat? He is, and he's here. D-Town Boxing, how you doing, my brother?
What's up?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, sir. Did you get a chance to hear everything I said about the similarities from back then with Balco and Victor Conti and what's happening now?
Yes, I did.
What's your take on everything I said, bro?
It's facts. I mean, it can be proven, far as the similarities now that it was back then. Victor Conti came back in the same profession that he did when he got caught up. He was in the same profession then that he is right today. And I mean, we ain't got to point fingers. All we got to do is just tell you what happened. It's all there. The documentary. Matter of fact, I'm still trying to finish the rest of the documentary, but you can still see similarities in the documentary and what he did back then, even now. And that's according to Victor Conti own words. So it's not we making up something. We don't have nothing against Victor Conti. He said it all by himself. The same way as Terrence Crawford. He said it all by himself. The same way as Devin Haney. He said it all by himself. So I don't understand why people would get mad at us for regurgitating what somebody else said. And once again, Victor Conti told us that people can still circumvent the testing of violence. A smart man, and we all know that Victor Conti is smart. Now, I'm not saying that he cheated. I'm not saying it. What I'm saying is he's a smart man, and that man knows a lot about violence. And that's a dangerous man, So, what you said, Manager Marty, is straight facts. Ain't nobody can, argue with you. It's all there. All they have to do is do their research, and they'll see that everything that you said was true. Now, if anybody is saying that it's not true, it's because they ain't did their research.
Mm-hmm. And I would have to also say this. Thank you, D-Town, for your observation. I would also, have to say this. And before I do, I got to give a double shout out to my guy, DC Geroy. I've been praying for you, DC. I've been thinking about you. In fact, I thought about you yesterday because I haven't seen my guy, DC Geroy, in a little minute. And I don't know if he watched the videos or the interviews yet, because I know he was on the panel before and we talked about this whole SNAC business. So DC Geroy, hang tight, man. When I fly that link out, I would love for you to come up, man. My guy DC Geroy, I was just thinking about him yesterday. Anyway, the thing is, because we have so many similarities, it's not, let me throw my eyes so they know what time we on. It's not just one it's not just one similarity. See, if it was just like one or two similarities, it could be looking like, oh man, just a coincidence. But when you have all of the similarities that I mentioned, and there's a ton more, but when you have the similarities that I just mentioned, to me, that's enough for anybody in their natural mind to be suspicious, because a man can say I changed, but if you're doing the same exact things, if you are exuding and displaying the same behavior patterns that you did before you said you changed, it's going to be hard for people to believe. And it's going to be hard for people to believe in your system. So if somebody chooses to believe in your system and they refuse to do the homework necessary to prove to them whether your words and your actions are congruent or match up, then there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
You got to do your due diligence in business. It don't matter what business it is.
Mm-hmm.
And to what Victor told us, since everybody keeps spinning this on Crawford, what Victor Conti told us in an interview, that he got a phone call from somebody from Bud's camp first. And I believe he thought that Crawford may have sent them. And first it was about a $50,000 offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, this is his words, that Terrence Crawford called him directly and identified himself. This is Terrence Crawford. This is Terrence. This is me. Don't worry about that last call. You talk to me. Talk to me. And Victor Conti must have said whatever he said to him about the program or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that unbeknownst to him, he didn't know this happened. But after Crawford gets off the phone with him, Bud called Andre, somebody who's already in the SNAC program. And whatever confirmation he got from him, that must have gave him reassurance or gave him the comfortability level to call Victor Conti again and confirm I'm in.
Yeah.
This is what Victor Conti told us.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing is, you got to do your due diligence. Nobody's word is good enough without evidence. When it comes to doping, when it comes to cheating, see, that we was talking about whose arm reach is longer, and somebody said, well, Deontay Wilder's arm reach is longer than Andy Ruiz. Well, if somebody say that, it's easy to prove that. You got to measure it from the armpit to the fist. It's simple. But when someone's talking about cheating, where it's hard to catch the cheater, where it's hard to, as Victor Conti says, smart cheaters know how to circumvent the test. When it's hard to catch a smart cheater who knows how to use powerful substances such as insulin growth factor 1, IGF, and LR3, which Victor Conti said is powerful and undetectable, there is no test for it. It's hard to prove whether somebody is not cheating, and it's hard to prove whether somebody that's saying out of their mouth that they changed their life around and their behavior patterns are still the same and they're working in the same industry. D-Town and all of you watching me live in living color, if Victor Conti came out of jail and said, look, y'all, I changed my life around, and then he stopped completely working with athletes, he stopped completely working with people being suspicious of him selling supplements, and he started working as a automobile salesman, or he started selling insurance, or he started to be an Uber driver, nobody would be suspicious of him. Not when it comes to cheating and doping. But because he landed back in the red light district, and I'm using that word because that's the term that he used here, boxing, the same sport where he admitted, and Sugar Shane Mosley admitted, that he injected him with EPO. He's back in the same sport again where he was here. First interview, I asked him about EPO, asked him what are the benefits of it, and he told us. And he even took it a step further and said, if you see any fighter that's increasing their punching volume in the later rounds and not getting tired, it's a possibility they're on EPO. Did he say that? Did detail?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not making this up. So if you know what EPO does, and you know that you can, his words not mine, microdose it to keep it under a certain level so that the athlete can beat the test, who's to say you ain't the smart cheater that's able to circumvent testing? Because the last time we checked, he said that Memo Heredia was the smart cheater that he was talking about. So if he can say that about Memo, then people can say that about him. Because I told y'all a couple weeks ago, my mom always told me since I've been a little kid, when you point one finger at somebody, there's one, two, there's three fingers pointing back at you. So we got to deal with the realities. The fact is fact. The reality is reality. And when you add fact and reality together, it equals truth. Nobody, not even Victor himself, can refute anything that I just said about them similarities because they're facts. Because it's the reality. And when you add it together, you get truth. Now, if somebody want to draw a conclusion and say that he's cheating, that's on them. If someone wants to draw the conclusion that he's not cheating, that's on them. My job is not to give out indictments. My job and responsibility as a broadcast journalist is to be unbiased and report truth. It don't matter who it is. And that's what we're dealing with over here. And not one of Terrence Crawford fans can come up here and tell me nowhere in the world that his performance was not enhanced. Okay, you going to say it wasn't enhanced because Errol Spence was a 5% chance and he was the same fighter he's always been? Okay, no problem. What about the two performances before he fought Errol Spence? Now, somebody can say, Manager Marty, why are you bringing up the last three fights of Crawford to prove your point? Well, why you asked me that? Because I thought the last time I checked, Victor Conte did it when he proved his point about Manny Pacquiao, and he said Manny Pacquiao was cheating. I didn't say Bud Crawford was cheating. I'm giving an observation just like him. He said Pacquiao last three fights, he looked like he was enhanced, but he looked like he was cheating. See, that's the extra part. I said in Terrence Crawford last three fights, I believe his performance was enhanced. Never said the man was cheating publicly. And his performance was enhanced. And we know this. It's not an opinion. We know that's a fact. If his performance wasn't enhanced and he didn't believe in the product, and if Victor Conte was being honest by saying it wasn't the SNAC program that helped him beat Errol Spence, it was because he was great, he would not have to call Victor Conte in the first place.
And it would be false advertising too, because his website said that it helped him to lose weight. He lost weight. And he said it helped him gain muscles. He gained muscles. And he also said that it's a perform enhancement. And that's what we saw. So if that's not what we saw, then somebody to get their money back. And he's false advertisement and I want my money.
That's all I'm saying. But we know that that was not true. Because in the first interview, when I told people the SNAC program works, he said it does. And science proves it. So which one is it? Does science prove that your programming supplements and your regimens work? Or it don't work and it's just a matter of an athlete being great? Because the last time I checked, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today, the last time I checked, the only reason why you have them wearing your apparel and your branding is because they're already good athletes. Right. Just like Barry Bonds, Marion Jones, Tim Montgomery, C.J. Hunter, Alex Rodriguez, Kelly White, and there's so many more. But they were good athletes before they came to the ZMA camp or the SNAC program from Balco. And so are the athletes that Victor Conte's working with now.
Right. So why they mad at us? I mean, if you want to get mad at anybody, get mad at the one who said it. You feel me? That's just like in the streets. Somebody say, I'm going to kick your tail. Then somebody come and tell you that this man say, you'll kick your tail. Why get mad at the messenger? Get mad at the one who said it. And that's the problem. They mad at the messenger instead of the one who said it.
Oh, DC Roy. I got to say this detail because DC Giroy is here. I made a reference of the movie A Few Good Men some weeks ago. And DC Giroy told me, I'm glad he's here because I just heard Aaron Muhammad say it in the chat. And DC Giroy says, and I could be wrong, but I just want to be clear. He said, if you ever get the chance to talk to Victor Conti, and this is before we even knew he was coming. We saw the tweets, we saw the YouTube comments, the emails that I posted. I showed y'all, this stuff, right? In that same live, DC Giroy came up on the panel and said, don't forget to ask him. This was his last words. This is the last time I heard from DC. He said, don't forget to ask him, because I brought up the reference of the movie, one of my favorite movies, A Few Good Men. He said, don't forget to ask him, did you order the Cold Red? DC Giroy, I want to let you know, my brother. Salute. I asked him, did he order the Cold Red? Now, I told y'all that I was going to come back here and see if y'all knew what question I asked him that was similar to, did you order the Cold Red? And I'm sure y'all probably may not get it, so we're not going to waste time on it. You hear that? Yeah, that's the fire department. They going to somebody's office to extinguish them lies that people keep talking about. Y'all hear them? They go right on over there. Yes. Now, the question that I asked, and I already know that Victor figured it out. Victor Conti figured it out because he said in the second interview, he said, and the most, how he said, and VADA has the most stringent testing, your new favorite word. How did Victor Conti pick up that? Yes. That was the Cold Red question. See, it ain't no secret. I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't care who knows about it. I'm just telling y'all that I asked the question of, did you order the Cold Red? And the Cold Red question was, what is stringent testing? Is it still once every 10 days, like I heard you say in previous interviews? What is stringent VADA testing? That was the Cold Red question. And we got the answer. Why was that the Cold Red question? Or did you order the Cold Red? Because once we discover what stringent VADA testing means, which was once every 10 days, we can agree with Victor. That's why I pulled up his interview he did in February of 2011, nearly a year before VADA was even formed. And he said that a fighter, no, he didn't. He said a cyclist, he said a cyclist who is on EPO, who is aware that they're going to be tested once every 10 days, nearly 8 weeks prior to the event, can juice and be on illegal substances, including EPO, months before the 8 weeks of testing, months before the once every 10 days, because they can cycle on and cycle off, and the EPO, when it's injected in the IV, leaves your system in 19 hours. And so on the day of competition, that cyclist can still reap the benefits of the EPO in his or her system, even after testing negative. So the question was, what is stringent VADA testing? Because if that's the Cold Red question, that means from 2000 all the way to 2023, before VADA was even formed, the testing procedures and protocols never changed. It is not random if you telling me that it's once every 10 days is the most stringent when somebody can use EPO and other substances, but EPO, and still reap the benefits That's the did you order the code red question. And he confirmed it by saying, yes, it's once every 10 days. And the way that I asked him the question, D-Town, for some of y'all that forgot how I set it up in the first interview, I asked him what was EPO first, so he can explain that to us. So when 15 minutes later, when I play the interview from 2011, when he says the words EPO, y'all would know what it was and be able to identify it. That's why they call me the prosecutor. I don't know if people thought that they can outsmart me. I don't know if they thought that because I was unprepared, or what people thought I was unprepared, that he was going to run through me. I don't know, because that's what people in the chat was saying yesterday. I don't know if that's true or not. But all I know is, in the sport of boxing, you got to already be ready so you won't have to get ready. And I told y'all on YSM, Sports Media Channel, last summer, when I was a kid, I hated doing homework because my mom would make me and my siblings come home from school and do homework as a prerequisite before we was able to go outside and have fun. And I hated it so much that ever since I became a young adult, I disciplined myself to do my homework because I missed the opportunity that my mom was trying to teach me the principle of the importance of doing homework. So with that being said, D-Town, I rest my case.
So what about when you asked him about the random testing? Because he'd been talking about stringing over and over and over for a long time. Then he started talking about random testing. So he had us to believe that random and stringing was like all and be all. But you asked him about the random. What did he tell you?
I asked him, and I published this video the other day. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I asked him, you keep saying random testing, but if it's once every 10 days and you know about it, and VADA got it on their website that all the fighters and MMA competitors will get tested 8 weeks before the fight, I told him, to me, that's not random. So what is random then? And he said, his words, not mine. I can roll the tape back. Well, at least we have some form of testing. So he conceded by telling me straight up, there is no such thing as random testing. Now, it might be a situation where you might not know exactly what day they are coming as far as outside, let me be clear, outside of the once every 10 days. I'm talking about within the 8-week period. You might not know the time. You might not know the actual days. But if you know that it's 8 weeks prior, according to what Victor told us in 2011, that's all you need to know. It's 8 weeks prior? Okay, cool. Now I can continue to abuse the PEDs as an athlete. This is his words and not mine. That's all I'm saying. So he was being honest with us in 2011. And he even said, I'm standing on those words. And I believe that he was being honest, that a cyclist and even a fighter nowadays can be on performance-enhancing drugs and still be able to circumvent the system because there is no such thing as random. We know this to be true nowadays. And a fighter can do so by manipulating the fact that 8 weeks prior to the event, they have the knowledge that 8 weeks prior to the event is when testing will begin. When it's stringent, based on the amount of money that the promoter pay or whoever paid, including the fighter, the frequency, his words, not mine, you will also know that as well. And if EPO leaves your system after 19 hours or within 19 hours, oh, it's a piece of cake. We don't know how long HDH and testosterone stay in your system. But we do know that IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1, is undetectable. There is no test for it. These are the words of Conti, not me.
So, I seen the interview that you did with Victor Conti, and he said that it was up to the fighters or the promoters to decide on the level of testing that they take. And that's in the contract. He said it could be 5 weeks, it could be 8 weeks, it could be 10 weeks, or it could be 12 weeks. So did Victor Conti get back with you on the 3 fights that Terrence Crawford had with Sean Porter, David Avenisia, and Errol Spence? So he said he's an advocate for all year round testing, but you got to be an advocate for regular testing first. And Crawford was in his camp. He said that he was there, but he showed Devin Haney's paper. He showed Andrade paper. He said he loved posting them, but for some reason he forgot to post the 3 fights that Terrence Crawford had, and Terrence Crawford was in his camp. Now, you also asked him about Black Prime, since he's accusing the PBC fighters of having a muzzle rule, but he never explained what happened with Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. Was that a muzzle rule? Because we ain't got no information on that either. So you could say, since he had 3 different examples why Top Rank do not use the muzzle rule, but then he forgot about, Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. So all I'm saying is, if you can pay for these other fighters to take VADA, why you didn't pay for Terrence Crawford and David Avenisia, any other guys to take VADA, since it's not about money? That's what he said. It's not about money. So
well,
why?
I asked them that question. Why didn't I asked him? I said, you could have paid, because he said that the guy Desmond had money issues to be able to pay for the testing. And I said, well, you're an advocate. I'm sure you could have paid for Terrence Crawford and David Evanesian's testing, like you said you did for Canelo and Caleb Plant. And he said, I could have, but I didn't. And he said, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And he explained why. And his why was because something about the timing. And he said Crawford, basically told him, that the promoter guy was going to pay for it. But it was limited testing. That's what he told us. Yeah. I just don't see. I know the chat is I know people in the chat trying to grind me up, but I just don't see. There's a statement, stop me when I'm lying. The reason why I keep talking is because nobody can stop me, because I'm not lying about nothing. I didn't even give my opinion on anything yet. I really didn't. All I did was produce facts. So I'm not lying about anything. Everything that was said is public record, and it's facts. So nobody can dispute what I'm saying. I mean, you just can't. I mean, you can try to dispute it to fit your narrative or try to discredit me, but you can't dispute it because it's true. So, that's all I'm saying.
So he accused Memo Aurelius of being dirty, right? That's what he said, or he accused or think or assume, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, no, he accused him. He called him a cheater. Because I asked him, do you think that Memo Heredia is a dirty? Well, somebody else asked him in the super chat, and then I repeated the super chat because that was the question for him, and he said yes, he believed that Memo Heredia is still a dirty trainer. Yes.
Yeah, and also he tweeted, right, when Memo Heredia was in the camp of the Mexican Monster, he tweeted saying, "Watch that man," or something like that, right?
Yes, he said boxing needs to get woke. Watch out for Memo Heredia. He's in the camp of David Benavidez. Smart cheaters know how to circumvent the test. IGF L31 is a powerful, undetectable PED. So this is exact quote.
So he's actually telling on himself because he's a smart cheater. And also, Memo Heredia said that he was a changed man. Victor Conti said that he was a changed man. So if you want us to believe you because you said you're a changed man, then why we can't believe Memo Redis when he said he's a changed man? Then Victor Conti say prove it. Then I'm asking you, then prove it. So if you can't prove it, then you in the same boat as everybody else. So what are you talking about?
Well, that's all we want right now, Shaheed. We don't want any more words. We've heard enough words from people in the sport of boxing and in sports in general who has given us their words that they're not cheating. And it just so happened that the people 20 years ago, including Sugar Shane now, we got to be honest, said that they wasn't cheating, including Lance Armstrong, Marion Jones, CJ, Chambers, Barry Bonds, all the rest of them, and they were really cheating. So no one's word is good enough when we talk about doping. Your actions and behavior patterns got to match your words. And if it don't, you will always be held suspicious. And you should be. In fact, Victor Conti told everybody you should be suspicious of me. So when people get suspicious, nobody should be in my chat or in my comments section getting mad, or in my emails, by the way, too, getting mad because people are suspicious or people don't believe the words. Shaheed, I mean, I know you've been up here, brother. I hope you're doing better. You've heard everything that I said with the similarities, brother. Salute to you. I mean, what's your take on all of this that you heard so far, my brother?
Salute to you and brother D-Town Box. Peace, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Y'all just
Pretty
spitting
good.
facts. And, they can't deny it. They're undeniable. Either Victor Conti, said it himself that on something that you posted a couple of days ago when he said that Sean Porter's father agreed for him and Terrence Crawford that they both trusted each other to see they were working with the same thing. And they both, trusted one another as if they were his father and up under him. You know what I mean? And to go back to what he said, he's telling on himself like D-Town Boxing said. He's telling on himself in so many different ways to where you don't got to say nothing. Just let him speak and he's going to tell on himself, But we know, like you said, the SNAC program works, right?
What's that, the ZMA, brother?
Yes, sir.
What does it help you do? What does it say it help you do?
Well, shout out to brother Gregory is the one, because I had surgery Friday. He was the one that told me after he had his surgery that the ZMA had helped him. I'm gonna pop it tonight before I go to bed and see if it helps me, because it says on the bottle that it's recovery for sleep and support and enhances the immune system. So I'm gonna check them out, see what. I mean, I ain't in competition with nobody. I don't need my performance in hand because I ain't getting in the boxing ring with nobody to need my performance in hand to give me an edge like Bud needed with Spence. Like goes back to what you said. Why'd you go over there? He can't. It's the timing. Go back to what you said. The timing that he went over there. And like D-Town Boxing said, man, the 3 fights that you had with Porter, Abanesian, and Spence. Where's the drug testing? That's the question. How come Victor Conti didn't answer those questions? Where are the drug testing results that he posted everybody else's results? Why you ain't posting those 3 results of those last fights by Bud Crawford? That raises suspicion. Does it or does it not?
It does. It does. And also, let me be clear. Victor Conti said that, and I think you was probably in the chat that day too, I'm not sure, that the same supplements that ZMA that you brought, that all the athletes are taking the same supplements that anybody can buy online. But my question still remains is, well, why don't you, Shaheed, have to give up a comprehensive blood test? So apparently Terrence Crawford was right when he said, I use certain things on the SNAC program that other fighters don't use. When Victor Conti was asked that question on to clarify that, he did admit that it's not just SNAC products that the athletes, the fighters use. There's other things that had nothing to do with SNAC that they use. He didn't specify. I think he did give an example of iron pills and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's not just the SNAC products that they use only. There's other things that they use to enhance their performance. We got a guy named D35 here. He is an avid Terrence Crawford fan. He is respectful. He's been up here several times. D35, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
My man, I had a quick question for you before you chime in real quick.
Yeah.
You heard me say all the things that I said about the similarities from the Balco days 20 years ago to the things that's happening right now with Victor Conti, the same, man that had the whole Balco thing, and even now with his new program with different athletes in the sport of boxing. I mean, before I even get your take on the other things you want to talk about, what's your take on the similarities part first? Did you see how it was factual?
I really couldn't catch it. I was in the midst of it. You was like going through it, but
Yeah.
like give me some bullets and points real fast, just some
Okay, real quick, I'll give you a few.
because I know
So,
Balco and I know about the Balco and all that.
all right, I'm gonna give you one. Okay, so you know Barry Bonds. You said the Balco.
Mm-hmm.
He tested positive in 2001 for the PED nandrolone. Also, C.J. Hunter, the former husband of Marion Jones, he
Mm-hmm.
tested positive. Excuse me. He tested positive 4 different times with traces 1,000. They said 1,000 times over the limit
Mm-hmm.
for nandrolone in Sydney, Australia, back in 2000. This is all Balco. Now, moving forward, 7 years after he gets out of prison, he, meaning Victor Conti, Andre Berto tested in 2012 for nandrolone. You see, I'll give you another one that was similar from back then to now. The SNAC fighters, like Crawford versus Porter, they fought each other.
Mm-hmm.
SNAC program versus SNAC program. They fought in the competition each other. Well, Kelly White, she competed with Marion Jones, and that was during the Balco years. And Marion Jones, of course, defeated her in the 300-meter run. But the thing is, they both were in the ZMA training club with Victor Conti, and both of them obviously tested dirty for banned substances. EPO, by the way, with Marion Jones. But my point is, you see SNAC fighters fighting each other. You see the ZMA athletes competing with each other. You see that after he changed his life around, he shouldn't have been nowhere near no more PEDs. But his fighter, Berto, coincidentally tests positive for the same thing Barry Bonds tested positive for, and CJ Hunter. And not only that, when you look at the calendar, I asked Victor Conti about the calendar. Now, if you go to the Netflix documentary, you will see that back then during the Baco days, all those athletes were on a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look at the athletes today, by his own admission, all the athletes are on the calendar. Now, he said it was a doping calendar back then. It's the training calendar now. Bottom line is, it's still a similarity. In other words, is you're doing the same exact thing with the comprehensive blood testing.
Okay.
Comprehensive blood testing, like you was doing back then, and comprehensive blood testing now. But you heard Shahid El tell you he ain't had to do a comprehensive blood testing to order that SNAC online. When Victor Conti said that the athletes take the same stuff that Shahid just took, but they got to give up comprehensive. So that's just a few similarities from back then to now.
Okay. So what is your take? So what is your take on it? Like, with the similarities, do you believe that every fighter that's on SNAC right now is on PEDs?
I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Greg if he asked me last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's on PEDs or not. I don't know. But what I do know, what I do know is that these similarities are highly suspicious. And on top of that, he's the one that's telling us how flawed the testing is. Just like the same testing system was flawed 20 years ago during Balco, well, the same system exists even now where you can circumvent certain testing protocols and certain PEDs, and he is the one who helped form VADA. You know what I mean? And now that wasn't a similarity because he didn't have any foothold on the testing protocols back then, but he does now because he introduced, his words not mine, he introduced the founder of WADA and the founder of VADA, who's Margaret Goodman, and they formed this thing together. In the last video I posted, I told him that I heard him and I remember him saying the words "we" 3 times in the last interview and 2 times in the current interview, where he kept referencing Margaret Goodman, who's the founder of VADA, and Flip Homansky, who is the executive at VADA, and he included himself in the same sentence with them. But he keeps saying we. And I told him, I asked you in the first interview, were you intricately involved with Vada? He told me no. So why you keep saying we? And he said, I'm only saying we because I'm including everybody that's a part of the anti-doping movement. I said, well, am I a part of the we? He said yes. I said the roller tape film crew members are part of the we. He said yes. But we got to keep it all the way 100. That was not true, and that was not what he was referring to, because he used the words we after he said, I don't know what else to do. I'm trying the best I can. Margaret's trying the best she can. Flip's trying the best he can, and we are fighting the good fight. He was referring to those three individuals. Okay, so
Also, he was referring to three of the main fighters to try to get on board with the testing. When he said
what three main fighters?
The fighters that he said was Earl Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford, and Devin Haney. He offered that 24-hour 365 testing to them, but they all declined it.
Well, I have to say something because people have said that I intentionally left Errol Spence's name out to be smart.
You know,
and
I was getting there.
I know where you was going.
You know,
yeah. I see the tactics already. Stay right there and don't move. I got something for that.
Hold on.
What did he say? What did he say after that? See,
no. Hold on.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you. He said it's difficult to get my SNAC fighters to do 365 24/7. Errol Spence is not his SNAC fighter. Hold on.
He said
Errol
it's even
Spence,
difficult. He
D35. You got to keep it real, bro. Errol Spence is not his SNAC fighter.
Bro, I'm saying this. I'm saying what came out of his mouth was that he told you three different fighters that refused.
What did he say after that?
Hold on. He said three different fighters that refused to take the 24-hour testing. He also said he can't even get his own SNAC fighters to do it. He wasn't like excluding his fighters from the rest. Like he wasn't trying to protect his fighters that he worked with. See, but when you put the post up, you misled the
I didn't.
Hold on.
No, I didn't.
Hold on, because he didn't. You said Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney refused to take.
Yes. Why did I say that? Why?
But you didn't put it in the headliner. So
why? Tell me why.
Hold on. Let me finish. So one would think when they click on a video and say Victor Conte said, especially a Spence fan that think Bud is cheating or insinuating that Bud have cheated in Devin Haney, which is warranted because I've said this on plenty of other channels. I don't think Bud has cheated, but when he get with a Victor Conte with a checkered past like he has, that put him in a range of all this scrutiny. Like I'm not no dummy to be like, I'm not this ignorant to the fact like, hey, do I think you cheated? No, I don't. But when you hang out with somebody that's a known that has that type of past that Victor Conte has, I mean, you open the door for that. And
right. Can we get back to the title?
Hold on, I'm getting there. So with the title,
I want you to, because I don't want to lose the people. Come on, let's stay right where you want it to come.
So with the title,
you
misled.
What did I say in the title? What did I say?
You said, I'm paraphrasing that. You said like Victor Conte said that Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney refused 24-hour 365 testing, something of that sort, right?
Okay. Yes.
So why didn't you include Earl Spence?
I'm about to tell you. You ready for it?
Yeah.
The title said Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney refused 365 testing or something to that effect, right?
You put Victor Conte's name in there too.
Okay, it was a quote from Victor Conte. The reason why I said that Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney refused, this is the reason why I said it. It's on your screen right there. Hold on, let me take this banner off. It's on your screen right there. You see, you guys are trying to say that I excluded Errol Spence Jr. from the title. No, Victor Conte excluded Errol Spence's name when he quoted in the thumbnail.
No,
he said,
didn't.
No, stop. No. Hold on. You asked me a question. Let me answer, okay? It's difficult to get my own SNAC fighters to agree to the testing. That's in the thumbnail. Now, let's talk about creating content and positive clickbaiting. If you look at the thumbnail, that's the first thing you see. It's difficult to get my fighters to agree to test. That's the first thing you see is the thumbnail. So when you see the title has to be congruent with the thumbnail. Errol Spence is not a SNAC fighter. So it was no point in me putting him in the title when the quote, when the quote that's in the thumbnail says SNAC fighters. Errol Spence is not a SNAC fighter. So if you look at the thumbnail and there's a quote and you look at the title, the thumbnail and the title must match each other because Errol Spence is not a SNAC fighter. So if y'all have a problem with that, I'm going to say my new famous 2 words. So what?
I don't care. I'm just saying
What
that
did the
just
man
shows
time out.
the bias. That just shows the
D35.
bias.
No, it don't.
Yes,
How
it
can
does.
you know what's funny to me? Y'all will sit up here. This is what I love about y'all.
Hold on, put your hood
sit
back on, man. Come on, man. Come on, put the hood back on. I need you in hoodie mode. I need you in hoodie
Y'all
mode.
will sit up here. Hold on, D35. Y'all will sit up here, look at a thumbnail, and look at a title, and then have all this scrutiny. But then you skip over the very words and the message that the man said in the video.
Not me. I'm just saying from the
most people have done it. Think about that.
I understand that, but I'm
think
looking
about that, bro. Think about that. The whole purpose is to get you to click on a video to hear your reaction to the words that's said in the video. But y'all looking at the thumbnail, and y'all got a problem with it. Hold on, y'all looking at the title, and y'all got a problem with it. What difference do it make if I excluded Errol Spence's name? I included the 2 names that said SNAC fighters, and y'all scared to admit that the SNAC program enhanced their performance. That's what it. That's what it boiled down to. Y'all scared to admit that, bro.
Okay, let's go to this. So with you now, with the eye test, I was talking about the visual because I watched the whole interview and I heard exactly what he said. He said Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and Devin Haney refused. He said I can't even get my own fighters to do it because they was. He said granted that they was already in VADA testing. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, they was already in VADA testing when they refused it. So that's what he said. Like that was
who was in VADA testing.
He said that Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford was already in a VADA testing when they refused to do the 24-hour
where the
testing.
paperwork at? Where the paperwork at?
I'm just going about the interview that you.
I know, but we keep going by people's words to prove a point to me, and we don't have no evidence, bro. Where's the paperwork? Because y'all using this as a talking point against me. I gave y'all all facts with the paperwork that y'all can go and look at the things I say. But where's the paperwork when he said and y'all use it as a talking point against me? Where's the evidence? Because the last time I checked, D35, if you want to take Victor Conti's words, let's take them. Look at the screen right now. This tweet was done way before all this that we talking about now. This tweet was on May the 15th, 2023.
Mm-hmm. Before the fight.
You see that?
Yeah.
He said Terrence Crawford has agreed to accept and participate if you are also willing. But on my channel, he said it's difficult to get my own fighters to participate. So was he lying when he said that?
No, because he said
did he leave that part out?
No, but you had to read. He said if Errol Spence, if you're willing to accept, Terrence Crawford is going to do that if you're willing to accept Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. wasn't willing to accept the 24-hour testing.
How you know? Give me some evidence.
Because they didn't go through it.
That's not why. You got to do more than give me the paperwork. Show me a tweet. Show me something that Errol Spence said he's not willing to do it, and I will believe you.
Well, if Errol Spence would have said that why did Errol Spence didn't tweet about it? Why didn't he respond to it? Why didn't he make a tweet? He tweeted about everything.
I can't answer why the man didn't do it. Just show me that he did.
But listen, I'm saying you got to hear my response. So if it's like this. If I say something about you, Marty, and I go on YouTube and I say something that is a lie about you or that is not true or misleading, are you going to respond to me? Are you going to respond?
Let me answer this question by this. Somebody did go on YouTube and they did lie on me and said I flagged their channel, and I did respond, and I asked the guy to show me evidence and he couldn't. But people still was believing him, still grinding me up, bro. Where's the
But
evidence that Spence wouldn't do
But
it?
listen, stop right here. You
Spence
said you
responded though.
would hold on.
Spence
You
did
said
respond.
hold on, hold on.
Spence, I got the link where where he responded to where Conti tried to call him out. A year in advance, he responded to Victor Conti.
No, we
I
talking
wasn't gonna
about
bring
right
that up
after the
because
tweet.
that was your evidence, Saeed.
We
I wasn't
talking
gonna,
about
that was
after
your
the
evidence.
tweet. I'm talking about after the tweet, not before, because he called Victor Conte called out Earl Spence years ago about him being suspected of using PEDs because he was a bigger dude, and he tested him and he said that Earl Spence is a clean fighter. He's the truth.
Who tested him?
Victor Conte said that he's a clean fighter, and they tested him.
Who is they?
I don't
Vada?
know. I don't know. It's a video out that was been
I'm gonna
played.
tell you why he said that. Because Victor Conti was accusing Errol Spence. Errol Spence, and I got the proof. Errol Spence came back in a tweet and said, "When the last time I took Vada, I've been taking Vada ever since the Kell Brooks fight." That what he told Victor.
I'm just telling you what he said. I'm telling you.
Right, but everybody keep trying to go by Victor's words. We need evidence. We can't keep going by people's words when it comes to doping, bro.
Okay, so what evidence? Okay, what evidence do you have that Earl Spence was a clean fighter going into the Bud Crawford fight?
He was never in question about whether he was.
It doesn't matter if
we was talking about Victor Conti.
Okay,
see,
so
Victor Conti. Well, stop. You trying to bring up Spence? Spence ain't with the SNAC program. Your man Bud with him. So what you ain't talking about Spence?
It doesn't matter. But this is for all. But you just can't point out one fighter.
Yes, I can. I just did. He with him, and everybody else that's over there with him.
And I'm pointing out another fighter. I'm pointing out.
We ain't talking about them.
They fought each other.
We ain't talking about them.
I know, but I am. I'm saying if they.
But you wasn't worried. But you wasn't speaking on none of this before I start talking about the SNAC program, bruh. So why are you trying to say something about it now? It's the same thing.
No, bro. Listen, Marty. I've been on other channels doing the same thing.
You
so
cool
I'm
with
talking
Crawford
about this.
being over there? Hold up. Are you cool with that man being over there with Victor? I'm asking you, a Crawford fan. You cool with it?
I don't.
It's just a yes or no, bro. We don't got to do
no.
Are you cool with it?
I told you in the beginning.
I don't know. I'm asking you now. Are you cool with the man being over there with Victor?
I don't care. He over there. If he get caught cheating,
all right, case closed then.
If he get caught cheating, then that's a different. If everybody if everybody want to accuse Bud of
nobody didn't accuse him.
If people want, listen, in your chat on other people's chat,
I can't control nobody else, bro.
But hold on, can I speak? I'm saying if Bud going over to Victor Conte make people suspicious of him, I have no problem with that. I don't I'm not up here like Bud is. I don't know. I only know what comes out. Like what came out so far is that he beat Earl Spence. And before he beat Earl Spence, no one made a video about Victor Conte, SNAC program, Bud being on steroids. Nobody has made a video, has went ballistic on Bud.
That's not true.
Can you please pull up everything? Can you please show me?
Put it in the chat. I put the link in the chat. I put the link in the chat where a year prior where Earl Spence called Victor Conte out. Victor Conte called him out.
Not a year prior. We talking about after that tweet that Marty just put up. That tweet from Victor Conte. Marty put up a tweet from Victor Conte telling Earl Spence to check his DMs in May of last year.
May, a couple months before
I need a response after May from Earl Spence. There's none.
But Earl Spence don't be responding to him. He don't respond all the time.
Marty, I got you. Put your hoodie back on. Now you get
I'm keeping it off now because you ain't keeping it real, bro.
Hoodie right now, man.
Bro, you not keeping it real, D35.
You know I'm gonna keep it real.
All right. Well, keep it real right here. We're not talking. Okay, hold up. This entire segment had nothing to do with Earl Spence. So let's stay on the topic. We're not talking about what Earl Spence said in the tweet. We ain't talking about why he didn't. We can't control why he ain't do nothing. We talking about Victor Conte and the similarities between Balco and now, and your man Terrence Crawford ran over there and called him. And now, ever since 3 fights, he with Victor Conte, we haven't seen no evidence of the testing that I've still been asking for, can't get no proof on, and his performances was enhanced. And all of y'all are just trying to negate the truth because you just want to say, at least my guy Terrence Crawford won.
No.
Just be real, bro.
So for one, you said Terrence Crawford performance has enhanced.
You know that the last
No, it
fights.
hasn't. Have you watched Terrence Crawford fights? Have you watched his fights?
Yes.
So what is the difference when he knocked out Sean Porter when he thought that he was down on the card, when he looked at Tim Bradley and he said he was down and he got the job done that round? Where was his performance when he had to fight a patient fight with Jose Benavidez?
Benavidez, that's before the SNAC program.
Huh?
That was before the SNAC program.
But his performance was way better. Also with Earl Spence had all of these things going, quote unquote, going wrong with him before he got in the fight. But nobody take that into accountability when you face with a fighter. So listen, if me and you fight, Marty, and something is wrong with me, you're going to look super good just because I'm not even half myself. I'm sick. I got cataracts. I got broken ribs. I got a whole bunch of things going wrong with me. So from a casual fan, they would think that Bud Crawford looked at spectacular. He really didn't do nothing spectacular. It was more, for me, it was more of an Earl Spence problem.
Can I get these cash apps and I'm going to answer your question? Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Salute, Estelle. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel through the cash app. For Manager Marty, this is for you. Tell D-Town I like his hat. That's from Estelle, my brother.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati.
Also, salute to my guy Alvin. Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel through the cash app. Now, let's dive into what you said.
Hold on. Can I finish?
I thought you agreed that I was going to do the cash app, and then I got it. So what you're telling me is that
listen, I just want that hoodie to slide back a little bit more, then I'll be cool.
We cool, bro.
Hold on, let me get there.
We good, bro. We good. Here's the thing, D35. You said that all these things was wrong with Spence. All of these things. I mean,
no, I didn't say that. I said, quote unquote, that these things, quote unquote, these things,
that the things that was happening to him. But you also said that his performance, Crawford's performance with Jose Benavidez, spectacular. All of this stuff, he basically looked the same. That's what you basically telling me. He looks the same.
For me being a boxing fan and a Terrence Crawford fan, he has so many different styles that he has knocked these welterweights out in. And previous.
All right, so name one fighter that he knocked out cold with one punch before David Evanesian in the welterweight division.
Knocked out cold. He knocked Kell Brook out.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I'm trying to talk. You tapping, but you got to listen. He knocked Kell Brook out. He hit Kell Brook with a shot that he was knocked out on his feet and he didn't even know the punch. He asked his corner, what punch was that?
I didn't ask you that though. I'm sorry. I mean, I give you credit, but I don't give you credit. I asked you what fight did he knock out somebody in the welterweight division with one punch? And when I say knocked out, I'm talking about snoring. See how my eyes is closed? Like this. Eye closed, not moving. Name one. Just one.
I don't know. He hasn't knocked out anybody like that.
He hasn't. That's because his performance was enhanced. Name a fighter that knocked down Sean Porter more than one time.
More than one time?
Just name one.
Adrian Broner knocked him down before.
Twice. No. Who knocked Sean Porter down more than one time?
Bud.
I know. That's because his performance was enhanced. You want to use another fight?
That's not enhanced.
You want to use another fight?
He was losing that fight. That doesn't make so. Marty, you got to understand, because you out your mouth, you said you're not a in the ring guy. You don't know. You're not really an expert for us in the ring. So let me educate you about in the ring.
No, you
So-
can't educate me. I fought before. Don't start that, brother.
Listen, me too.
Don't
And
start.
I train as today. I train as today.
Great.
You can go live and I can be at my gym and you will see all the kids and all the adults that I train.
Listen, you're making a contribution in boxing, and I love that, and I do the same.
Okay,
it's
so
not
listen.
about us. I'm just trying to say his performance was enhanced in these fights when he was with SNAC. That's all I'm saying, brother.
So listen, he knocked out Sean Porter twice. That's the first time it ever been done, right? But Sean Porter has lost for
he
the
ain't
first
knock
time.
out. No, he didn't knock him out.
He didn't knock him out, but he got a TKO, whatever. He got 2 knockdowns on Sean Porter. He got 2 flash knockdowns on Sean Porter. They wasn't
Why you say flash?
because they was it was kind of like Sean Porter was coming in, he baited him and he caught him with the same punch, and then he came over top and dropped him, and he went down to his knees and to his hands, and then Kenny threw the towel in. So that's what I call flash.
So flash also means what you just said, including with the fact that the fighter's not hurt when they get knocked down.
No, they're hurt, but it's not a shot like a knockout code, like a knockout, like when he knocked out David Abanesius, when he caught him with that short hook and he knocked him out cold. A flash knockdown.
He wasn't gonna do that with Porter.
But a flash knockdown is the same thing that EJ did against Porter when he caught him.
No, he wasn't. That was not a flash knockdown. He hurt Sean Porter when he knocked him down. When Errol Spence knocked down Sean Porter was fatigued, he was out of gas, and he was hurt. When Terrence Crawford hit Sean Porter and knocked him down, Sean Porter, like you said, you are right. It was a flash knockdown. He was not that fatigued, and he was not that hurt. That's a fact.
So the fact is that when Earl hit Sean Porter with that flash knockdown, which I know it was a flash knockdown because Sean Porter got up and told him, "Let's go," and he came to Earl after that knockdown.
He wasn't hurt. That's why he did that.
When he got hit with Bud, he got right back up.
That was a flash knockdown. We agreeing.
They both was flash knockdown. I thought you said it wasn't. I thought you said
no. I'm telling you, it was two of those knockdowns was a flash knockdown, and he was not hurt. That's a part of it being a flash knockdown. I agree with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, so in that Sean Porter fight, even though he got 2 knockdowns against him, Sean Porter was winning on the scorecards.
I don't know. We didn't see the scorecards while the fight was going on, so I can't say he was winning.
Hold on. All you got to do is look at they post the round by round up until the knockdown. They post.
No, that's not official. That's unofficial.
No, it was
unofficial.
No, listen, after the fight, they posted the official card.
Oh,
they posted
the official ones. Okay.
Yes, they posted, and he was losing. He was losing by a round on 2 of the judges.
I agree with that. Yes.
And before that, so that wasn't an enhanced performance. He just caught Sean Porter. That's a part of boxing.
Okay, let me give you.
So like, hold on. So an enhanced performance is say like when he fought Hammer Hank Lundy. You know, like when he came out there and just beat the crap out of him, beat him from one end to the other end. That is called like, I mean,
no, it's not. Hank Lundy was twice. I was at that fight in the Garden of Madison Square. I was there in New York. I was sitting close. I was there. Hank Lundy. Hold up, Hank Lundy was a small fighter, and Terrence Crawford was twice his size. And I can call Hank Lundy right now on this phone right here and ask him what he weighed in it. I was there. So that wasn't an enhanced performance. But since you brought up enhanced performance, Sean Porter's performance was enhanced too, because you know he was with the SNAC program at the same time Bud was in that fight.
So they tell all I heard when he fought Sean Porter was that Sean Porter was semi-retired. That fight doesn't matter. Like, so
he was with the SNAC program. So I don't know if he was. I don't know. He was a SNAC program.
So when Sean Porter fought Earl Spence, he gave him everything he could handle in that fight.
And he was gas tired. He did not have the SNAC program on his logo, and he was hurt. That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to prove.
He put up a better performance against EJ than he did against Bud.
I don't agree with that. He smothered a lot of his punches in that.
People. They argue about. They said without that punch, without that knockdown, it could have been a tie, or Sean Porter could have won that fight.
I mean, the bottom line is it's subjective to everybody's opinion. The point that I'm making is both of these fighters were on the SNAC program, and both of their performances was enhanced. That's the truth.
But when he won that fight against Earl Spence, that wasn't an enhanced performance. It was the most anticipated performance, and it was the most shocking because the way
Why was it shocking?
Because of the way Earl Spence looked. Everybody knew how Bud was going to come out. He was going to be able to go southpaw.
But you never seen, bro. You never seen Terrence Crawford perform that way against nobody else.
Hold on. So
D35, you never seen him perform that way.
Yes, I have. I'm giving you fights. Listen, when he hit Kell Brooks with that, when he switched the left hand and he hit him with his lead hand, which is his power hand, and he caught him with a jab hook. That was special. Kell Brooks didn't even know the shot was coming. When
Kell Brooks was over the hill. Next fighter.
Okay, so Earl Spence, when he fought him, he was a broken fighter because he jumped up too.
No, he wasn't. You seen how competitive he was when he fought Spence?
Hold on. When he fought Earl Spence, Kell Brooks beat Sean Porter by holding and punching him, holding, jab, hold. He got the decision against Sean Porter. Sean Porter just won the title against Paulie. Kell Brooks beat Sean Porter, went up 2 weight classes to fight Triple G, got his orbital bone broken, and fought Earl Spence 8 months later. So when he fought 8 months later, he gave Earl Spence some resistance, but he broke his other side of his face.
Okay.
So he was a broken fighter.
And guess what? And guess what? When Kell Brooks fought Sean Porter, he was coming off of a 2-year layoff, just like Amir Khan was coming off of a 2-year layoff when he fought Crawford.
So when
Kell Brooks fought Crawford, he was coming off of a 2-year layoff, and so was Amir Khan when he fought Crawford.
No, he wasn't coming off a 2-year. He came off three wins in a row. He said he did not.
Bruh, I've already posted this on my channel.
Listen, hold on, Marty. When Kell Brooks fought Bud, his last 3 fights were up until he fought Bud. He won his last 3 fights. He
still was coming off a 2-year layoff.
He won his last 3 fights, and plus he said he was in the best shape of his life.
But he was a broken fighter. You're saying he was a broken fighter when Spence fought him, but he wasn't a broken fighter when Crawford
fought him? I never
said.
No, I'm gonna use your words. I never said he was a broken.
So what are you? Why are you bringing up Kell Brooks fighting Crawford? I'm confused now.
My point I'm making that when EJ fought him, he came off the most devastating loss of his career, which changed the course of his career. If he
don't make a difference. What does this have to do with Bud? You're not tying Bud in this.
He was beating Kell Brooks was doing good against Triple G until he got his eye broken. So the eye broken don't make you a bad fighter or a broken fighter. He was doing
detail. Yo, let me get to my man DC real quick. Shout out, double salute to my man DC Jeroy. Always a pleasure, DC. Glad you here, my brother. I told you I was praying for you, and I was just thinking about you yesterday, DC. Thank you for coming through, supporting the channel as always. DC Jeroy says, when a man say, quote unquote, I can circumvent the system, it means I know how not to get caught. Vic is telling you what's going on to our faces. What's the real issue? If your lady say, I know how to cheat on you if I wanted to, how would you process that? What a daggone good question by DC Jeroy. How would us grown men process that if a lady tell us, our lady, our wives, our significant others, our women, our fiancés tell us, I know how to cheat on you if I wanted to, how would you process that?
Hey, we both gonna be some. We just both some cheaters. We gonna be both cheating then. I can't leave you because I'm married to you. If I'm married, I can't leave you.
Oh, you can leave. I don't know where you hear that from. I recommend that you better leave. You better leave her alone.
I'm saying if I got all my money in time, we got these houses, all this. Oh, guess what? We both cheating then. We both then.
To each his own, brother. I'm not here to judge you, bro. Let me get this other joint right here, my man. Member of the channel, Biz on the Beat, double salute to you. Crawford got rocked by little Gambo.
He did. You know why he got rocked? because he got overconfident and he hurt Gamboa, and he came in and got hit with a shot that he thought that he could just walk through Gamboa, and that's when Gamboa was at the height of his career. Like, people don't give Gamboa that. People see Gamboa now. Y'all gotta watch Gamboa before the Crawford fight. Before the Crawford fight, man, Gamboa was the man. He signed with 50 Cent and Floyd. That's how that was 50 Cent only promotion fight that he ever promoted was the Gamboa fight, and Gamboa rocked him because Terrence. I mean, it's boxing.
What else? What else you about to say? You about to say Terrence Crawford what?
He got overconfident and walked right into a.
What about when Mean Machine knocked him down?
Mean Machine did knock him down. The referee didn't call it.
But how did he get the chance to knock that guy down like that?
Because it's boxing. Mean Machine was one. Listen, Mean Machine was one of the bigger heavyweights. That's why I say
heavyweights.
I mean, not heavyweights. I misspoke. Welterweights. He's one of the strongest and one of the most physically strong.
So is Bud Crawford.
Hold on, but I'm talking about this with physical size. Bud doesn't have.
So is Bud Crawford.
Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn.
So you know where I'm going, D-Town. So that's what I'm saying. Like, those fights help him prepare for Earl Spence.
No, it didn't. Earl Spence ain't on the level of no Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn is a way better fighter than Earl Spence.
Listen, no, come on, you tripping now. You try to get listen. EJ
Mean Machine is a better fighter than Earl Spence.
No, I don't think so.
So what did he go over there for, Victor Conti, then?
Hold on, let's.
You walk right into my trap. What did he go over there for?
Let's stay
Talk
on top
to me.
Because you gotta listen. You know why? You know why he went over there? You know why I believe he went over there?
Yeah,
because he didn't want to leave no stone unturned. He wanted to make sure. Hold on. He's an older fighter. He respected Earl. That's the difference between them two fights. But you got to hear me out, man. And you got to be honest. You got to keep it real on this one, man. When they had that press conference, even Shahid, is it Shahid? Andy, yeah, when they had that press conference, EJ had no respect for Bud. None. When they did a ratings, when they was on a phone conference and they had to rate each other. Like, Bud was rating EJ was rating. Bud was he was being honest. He was giving him, they said rate his power. He said an 8. Give his footwork 7. When they was asking EJ, he was saying 2, 1, a 3, a negative. He had no respect for him. He thought he was going to physically be able to walk in there and dominate them, and Bud wasn't going for that. He already knew what Earl Spence was.
That speaks for itself, what you just said right there, D35. If Earl didn't respect him, it's because he ain't showed nobody. Bud ain't never showed nobody that he had one knockout punch power. That's why Earl was rating him that way, because he ain't never showed that he had knockout power like that. That's why Earl was rating him like that. Like, when did he ever show us that he can drop fighters the way that Earl Spence was doing with or broken orbital bones and, you know what I'm saying, broken ribs? Bud Crawford wasn't doing that. So that's why Bud was giving Spence that rating, because Spence shown in action and proof that he did that, but Bud did not ever. Name one fighter that Bud did what Spence did to his opponents at 147. Name the opponents that what Spence did to his opponents. Name what Spence did that Bud did and match what Spence did at 147 to his opponents. Name one.
Bud knocked out everybody at the welterweight
division. No, he
didn't.
He didn't knock him out.
Hold on. Bud has 10. He has KO'd every opponent, TKO or KO every opponent at the welterweight division. Earl's
all them knockouts. He called.
Okay, hold on. Let me get here.
He called Victor.
Hold on. I just hold on. I'm trying to reel Shahid in. Listen. He knocked out everybody at the welterweight. He KO or TKO everybody at the welterweight division. Earl Spence. When the last time Earl Spence knocked out somebody?
He got TKO. He got more TKO than Crawford at 144.
D-Town. Bud has more knockout or TKOs than Earl Spence has fights.
Yeah, but he got more fights than Earl Spence.
Only by 9. He has
I did a video on it. Terrence Crawford only has one more TKO than Earl Spence, and he got way more fights than Earl Spence. And he only just got one more TKO than Earl Spence. That's it.
So when was the last opponent that Earl Spence knocked out?
But you're proving, if you ask that question, I don't want to.
I'm saying with Shaheed though. Shaheed saying that he was. I understand that he was like Earl Spence is a physically strong fighter,
right? But if you use that point, it's gonna make your point look bad because the guy don't even have no recent quote unquote knockouts. But once again, Bud got, let's say Bud got 9 TKOs, right? Errol Spence probably only had 1 in his last 10 fights. That still wasn't enough to convince Terrence Crawford from calling Victor Conte, bro. That's the part y'all keep running away from. So why did he call him?
Can I get?
Can you just tell us that?
Bud's resume is trash.
Let me get there.
Why do you think that Terrence Crawford called him? I know you said no stone unturned. Why do you think he called that man? Just tell us.
SNAC deals with the scientific way of training and understand. They deal with what's actually wrong with you. Because I'm a real quick story, real fast. I got a friend that's 6'6", play basketball, baller. He's physically in shape, and we used to argue all the time about, oh, I'm in shape, but he eat bad. He do all this crazy stuff, but he like on the basketball court, he can run. He his stamina up. We don't do drugs. I don't do nothing. Like, and I'm like, damn, how is you just? He like, I don't need none of that. And I used to tell him like, it doesn't matter how physically how good you are. You need to check your blood. You need to check your organs. You need to check like your what's the word I'm using? Like your genetics, huh?
Your hemoglobin.
Yeah, your hemoglobin. You need to check all the shit that like your organs. My bad for cussing on your channel.
It's cool. It's cool.
You need to check all these things because you can be in perfectly good health and have a bad heart because it's hereditary. You can be in perfectly good health and have bad kidneys because it's hereditary or the things you eat. So I always told him that. And so fast forward, that's what I think Bud went to go get checked out along with included in the SNAC program. Hold on. Along with what's included in the SNAC program.
Victor Conte's not a doctor. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Victor Conte's not a doctor. He don't have to go to a guy that's not a doctor to get him to read him his blood results. He needs to go. He needs to go to a primary care physician who is licensed. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the reason why he called him because Victor Conte said it was money. Now you saying he needed his blood. I mean,
no, hold on. Let me finish.
He wanted his performance enhanced. You just say it, D35. Say it. He wanted his performance enhanced for Errol Spence. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Say it. I'll put the hoodie back on if you say it. I'll put it back on if you say it.
I want to cook you so bad that hoodie come off and you get to looking around.
I will put it back on if you be honest. Tell it right now. He wanted his performance enhanced, bro. Can I finish cooking?
Hold on. I got the pot ready. I got the pot, man. I'll put my Mrs. Dash in there. Let me finish cooking real fast.
Just be honest.
I'll put this Mrs. Dash. I'll put this Tony C.
You got ladies that watch us. D35. We got ladies that watch me all around the world, and guess what? All the ladies love when a man tell the truth. That's all the ladies want. Tell them the truth and tell them why he went over there. Tell us.
Florida, you asked for a pot of gum. I'm putting everything you want in here, but you
want to go the long way instead of just going straight at it.
Okay,
come at me like Terrence Crawford came at Spence. Come straight at me. Don't go walking all around. Talk to me.
You ain't got no cataracts. You ain't got no broken ribs. So I gotta take my time with you, man.
No, you don't. I wear glasses. I can't see. Okay. Yeah. Bring it to me up close.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so
a long way in the dark.
Okay, so
what do you go over there for, D30? Just tell us the truth.
Okay, so along with getting your body checked out, making sure your organs and everything
from a man that's not a doctor. Lord have mercy.
So hold on, listen. What's included in the SNAC? They test your blood. They put you on that mask. They test your oxygen. They test how you perform under these different type of situations. That's what it is. It's like going to the YMCA and working out with a personal trainer, then going to the NBA with their equipment, working with their trainers. That's all SNAC is compared to the traditional style of training. Like I train my kids. I don't have all the equipment. I don't have all the science behind what I'm trying to get out of these fighters. Out of my fighters. Some fighters, I'm like, why you why you can't run up the hill like everybody else? They might have asthma, but I don't know that. They don't know.
You said something about the oxygen mask. That's what you said.
Like the oxygen mask. They it's a different types. It's different types of testing.
You don't think Terrence Crawford can own his own, because he got his own gym. He got his own training gym. He got his own facility. You don't think he can own the oxygen mask and that equipment for his own gym?
Yes, but it's washing each other's hands. So if you, Marty, has a facility that you're trying to promote and you're going to allow me to come in there because I'm a popular fighter, it's like we both helping each other. You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, actually, I don't.
Okay, just like Boots. People go over to SNAC because of the
Why
promotion.
He keep talking about Boots? We talking about Bud. Let's stay on Bud.
Okay, I'm just using, Bud went over there. He's a popular fighter. Victor Conte works with popular fighters that's trying to promote a brand at the end of the day. That's what he's trying to do. So, hey, you're a popular fighter. You can come over here. I'll put you through these testing. I'm gonna give you some vitamins, some nutrients. You can work out with the equipment. I'm gonna test everything, and you're gonna wear my apparel, and you're gonna show that like the SNAC program. Come on, you got to be with me. Come on, man.
You won't even do what I asked you to do, and you want me to do what you asked me to do. Come on, man. Go ahead. You don't want to do what I asked you to do, but you want me to do.
Come on, man. I tried to
say, but Crawford called Victor Conte. Victor Conte called Crawford.
Right. Conte ain't called him to say, come on and work out in my gym. That's what I was waiting for you to finish so I can tell you that. But
so I understand that. So it doesn't matter. You have
it does matter. Okay,
Marty, you have this platform. You're doing good. Hey, Marty, I'm trying to come over here. I'm trying to come on your show, and I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna promote your show. Give me the ins and outs of the management, the business side, the language. It's like, and then everybody like, why you going over to Marty? Marty a sleazeball. He don't know this. He don't know that. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. What y'all opinions about Marty? Marty teaching me some game, and I'm helping him.
I would give you credit for that analogy, but there's one slight difference. You said your opinion about Marty. I ain't never give you no opinion on Victor. Everything I said was facts. And that's the difference. It's not an opinion to the things that I said. And I want to tell you this because if you're using this as a business, because that's what you're saying, business, my channel, because this is my business, right? Hold on. Terrence Crawford is a gym owner. It is a business. So with that being said, instead of me being a business owner, going to travel from Nebraska to California to promote your gym and work out in your gym as a businessman, I'm going to get the same equipment that you got because I got the money, put it in my gym, and everybody I'm charging for the membership fee, I'm going to charge y'all extra $20 a month just to use this equipment that you need. That's what good business would. That's what I would do.
That's what
I would do.
But
because you know why I would do that? Hear me out. The reason why I would do that when it comes to Victor is because you use the word oxygen mask. And everybody, every expert that's listening to this, or they will listen to this, they will tell you, and even Victor will if he tell the truth. Every expert know the marriage between doping and oxygen. And what I'm saying to you is, Alex Rodriguez had a hyperbaric chamber in his condo. And so did Bill Romanowski. He had one as well because they were doping, and oxygen is very essential to doping. So what I'm saying is I'm going to alleviate anybody even thinking that that's why I'm in his gym wearing an oxygen mask. I'm going to go get the equipment myself so nobody will associate with me and oxygen and doping and everything else that got something to do with his history. That's what I'm saying that I would do that's smart. You see my point?
I totally agree with you, but
what
the thing is,
about then?
So listen, Bud, I'm gonna stop. So the first part you said about promoting his gym, Bud doesn't charge anybody to go to his gym.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know.
But that's what he has said. I'm going by what he said out of his mouth and what they said. Like he said he didn't have.
You going by who said out their mouth?
Bud and
Bud said out his mouth he ain't want the Crawford fight and he don't need to be undisputed. He ain't worried about that no more. That's what he said till he got with your boy Victor Conte. All of a sudden everything changed.
Hold on. Listen. So Bud doesn't charge kids to come to
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
Hold on. I want to stay on topic. I'm like you. I gotta stay on topic. Man.
Listen,
we gonna get there. We gonna get there. So listen. So Bud is not promoting his gym, and plus you forgot one main point. He can buy all of that. He can buy all of that equipment.
Yeah.
If he don't have nobody to be able to test his blood, to be able to get into the science of things, to be able to tell him how to train, how to rest, because everybody know this. We all older men. I'm 40 years old. When you work out and you're dehydrated, that's like being weight drained. That is the equivalent of being weight drained. You know, when you go out there and your nephew call you out or your homie call you out, you get out there and hoop, you ain't hooped in a while, and you the next day you all stiff and like a board, and then you got to go out here and perform. That is the equivalent of being weight drained. You zapping all the fluids off your body at a fast rate, and your body not able to take that impact. And then you wake up, it will take you a couple of days. That's what Victor Conte was trying to explain when he said about Earl Spence supposedly was in a high altitude and went to a low humidity. He was in Texas where the heat is humidity, has a lot of humidity in there. Then he went to Las Vegas in the dry heat and then ran all these X amount of miles. And then his body couldn't recover. Then he's trying to lose weight to make 147. He's already a big natural weight.
Who's trying to lose weight?
Earl Spence.
What
that's
about
why it's so that's why it's difficult. That's why it was difficult for Earl.
But we're not talking about Earl. See, you still, I ain't saying nothing about Earl Spence.
I know I'm using that as an example. Like, so when you can buy all of the equipment, you can have the gym to promote yourself, but if you don't know the science behind it, you don't know how to what to test for.
So why not have Victor Conte come to your gym?
Because
you called him. You called him. So why you can't have him come to your gym?
Because it was I'm a star. You're trying to promote your business. Is a good gym. It's a top of the line equipment, top of the line testing, top of the line everything for the SNAC program. I respect. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So I'm gonna come there.
You said Bud don't charge nobody to use his gym. So that means he's losing money.
It's charity. You know, you get those write-offs, man. When you provide something to the public.
No, I'm not talking about that. He is a for-profit business, correct?
I think he what's that? Said that
nonprofit?
Yeah, nonprofit. He's a nonprofit.
Okay. So so then that means his gym don't have nothing to do with this.
All right. So I'm bringing up what you said. His gym don't have nothing
to do with it.
You said why not work at the gym?
Because I thought he was for profit. But you're telling me that he's. But you telling me that he is you're telling me that it's a nonprofit. So you're even proving more of my point. If it's a nonprofit, forget the money. Why not bring Victor Conte to your gym? He is the expert. He is the pseudoscientist, right? So why not bring him to make an appearance at your gym so that everybody can see that what you are doing, not about legal, but what you are doing is working because of the program that you're on with him. And that's what will draw other people to your brand as well. It's called cross-marketing, but that's neither here nor there. The question is, why did, if Crawford had a strength and conditioning coach, obviously that worked, that got him 9 professional TKOs before he met Victor Conte, why did he go over there in the first place? What did he call him for?
I just told you, he went over there to test his blood, to use his equipment.
No, Victor Conte's not a doctor, so we can't use that test blood. Bud got his own doctors. We can't test it.
I understand that, Marty. I understand that, but the reality of it is that he went over there to get his blood tested by SNAC. That's what SNAC does. They test your blood.
They was doing that against Balco too. We talked about that before.
I'm not trying to argue no points.
All right, give me 30 seconds. All right, give us 30 seconds, and we're gonna get the show moving because I want to close out a little early. And okay. I got to get this. Let me get Aaron Muhammad. He waited too long. Double salute to my guy, Aaron Muhammad. Thank you for another super chat by my guy. Salute to you, Aaron. Thank you for your contribution. Manager Marty, I need to know from Band Up and Mr. Gregory if SNAC improves cap resistance. I'm being beat against the ropes with a barrage of capping. Go ahead, Mr. Aaron. That's my guy. Oh, man. So 30 seconds, man, and we're going to let you go. Tell us, in your opinion, 30 seconds, Why did Terrence Crawford, with all his skill set, all of his accolades, all of the 9 or 10 previous TKOs, or probably 9 before David Ebenezer, why did he call Victor Conte?
So he been with Victor Conte before. He liked the results of it. He was preparing for the biggest fight of his career, the biggest fight, the most challenging opponent on paper, and he respected Earl. I think he respected Earl to the utmost, and he wanted to make sure his blood was intact, his lungs was getting the proper oxygen. He was resting. He didn't want to skip any beat, and that's the reason why he went over there, and that's the reason why he used that facility and also used his team, which he got like 5 or 6 coaches to help him prepare for this man, and that's the reason why.
My man, thank you, man. Come back tomorrow, 4:30, my brother. I like when you come on the panel. You always give good insight, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming through. D-Town, man, you heard everything. I don't want to convince everybody. I think people are already aware of what's going on. And like I said, I figured it out. People are just afraid to just say that Terrence Crawford wanted his performance enhanced. And that's just basically what it is, because, you know, that's what the SNAC program does. I mean, it says it right here on the screen. So if it says this, and then we got even Bud Crawford fans buying the product, you know, I mean, hey, apparently you think it works. So it's okay that if that's why he went over there. But I believe that the people are, some Crawford fans are afraid or anxious or hesitant to speak up and say that it works, because if they do, then they will have to equally admit that Terrence Bud Crawford went over there to Victor Conte to defeat a one-trick pony.
He said that the reality was that Terrence Crawford went over there for blood work. I don't think Terrence Crawford called him for blood work. You get that done anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I think Terrence Crawford called him. Like we said, he called Victor Conte. He went back and called Andrade. Andrade told him some good information. He went back and called Victor Conte and said, I mean, it's because he knew that Errol Spence was that guy. He heard the sayings of everybody leading up to that fight that he was too small. Me personally, Terrence Crawford told Keith Thurman, if you believe in yourself, fight me. Errol Spence, if you believe in your skills and your abilities, take less money. What did Terrence Crawford do? He asked for more money. He said, Keith Thurman, if you believe in your skills and your abilities, fight me. What happened when he did with Earl Spence? He went out and fought David Ebenezer. So Terrence Crawford was not sure of his skills and his abilities. That's why he went off and hollered at Victor Conte, and that's the reason why he put it off for Earl Spence to fight David Ebenezer, because Victor Conte didn't give him that okay that everything was all right until we saw that one-punch knockout, and Victor Conte gave him that red light or that red code, and then Terrence Crawford called Earl Spence, told him I'm ready, and that's what happened. Now, I'm not saying that the things that happened with Earl Spence didn't play a part, because it did play a part, but we all know that on Terrence Crawford's side, something was unusual, and on Errol Spence's side, something was unusual. But at first, when we was telling the Terrence Crawford fans that something was wrong with Earl Spence, they didn't want to believe it. Now they want to say that it's not the SNACs that did that. Now it's because Earl Spence was injured. But they didn't want to believe it. They told me we were making excuses. So now they believe that something was wrong with Earl Spence. So we can't point the finger at Terrence Crawford. I'm pointing the finger at both Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford.
That's right. Let me get these super chats, Shahid, and I want your insight. Salute. Gregory Quarterbaum, thank you again for your contribution and your support to the channel. Greg says, sorry, there is no product for that, Mr. A. LOL. He's talking about the cat resistance that Aaron Muhammad, you know, he wanted. You know what I mean? He wants some cat resistance. My guy, Joseph Squad, salute to you. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Joe says, if Spence go to Memo, should we be suspicious? No, of course not. It'll be an even playing field. Nothing to be suspicious about. So what? Because when Crawford went over there, nobody wanted to speak on it. I know you did, Joe. I know you cool, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, nobody should be suspicious. Because like Shahid always speak on, we got to make sure that it's even playing field. So because here's the thing, Victor Conti said he's a anti-doping advocate. Memo Heredia say he's an anti-doping advocate. Victor Conti says he's rocking out with Vada. Memo Heredia say I'm rocking out with USADA. Victor Conti called Memo a cheater. Memo called Victor Conti a cheater. And the last time I checked, Memo Heredia is up 2-0 against the SNAC program. Because David Beterbiev beat Caleb Plant and he beat Andre. So I'm just saying, if I'm Errol Spence and he going to stay with the SNAC program, I'm going to Memo Heredia. Yeah, I'm going to him. Let's see what happens to the program then. I believe that the program is going to go up another, it's going to be even more enhanced for Crawford if Conti find out that Spencer's here with Memo. And I can assure you, it is, I used to give you 2 supplements. Now I'm going to give you 4.
Yeah.
You used to have to run 2 miles with the oxygen mask. Now you're going to have to run 4. I'm just saying it's going to be, he's going to intensify the regimen, whatever it is, legal or illegal. I don't know which one it is. All I know is both of these guys are saying the same thing. You know what I mean? So why not make it an even playing field? And I got to put this in there to prove my point. Manny Pacquiao kept edging Marquez on the cards over and over again, even though everybody and their mama and grandmama knew that Juan Manuel Marquez beat Pacquiao at least 2 out of them 3 times. But they would not raise Marquez's hand. And then Marquez kept hearing through the grapevine, and he was listening to Floyd Mayweather and everybody else. What? You think Pacquiao doing what? He's suspicious. He with who? Alex Ariza. They saying he's juicing to everybody. Oh, for real? Don't worry about it. This our last fight. I'm calling Memo, and it worked. He knocked Pacquiao with 1 punch out cold. So what I'm saying is history repeats itself all over again. People saying that the SNAC fighters are suspicious. They saying that because they're rolling with Victor Conti, like Pacquiao was rolling with Alex Ariza, is something wrong with it? Hey, call a man that know how to beat all that. Call Memo like Marquez did. And let's get it on an even playing field, Shaheed. That's all I'm asking for. Michael Dangerfield, double salute to you. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Bud fans can't stay intellectually consistent ever. That's a little unfortunate. Now, Shaheed, you always talk about an even playing field. I said yesterday, if Bud Crawford is going to subject himself to his reputation, and his integrity being questioned by hanging with Victor Conti, if Victor Conti is going to basically keep living under suspicion by contradicting himself and not keeping it all the way 100 in certain interviews and different things of that nature, we already proved that there were similarities now of things that was going on with Balco and the behavior patterns there, and what's happening now with the SNAC fighters and the behavior patterns there. If neither 2 of these guys want to change, Errol Spence should try to even the playing field, call Memo up, and let's get this rematch popping so we can have a more competitive fight so it won't be one-sided and we don't feel like we done lost $90 of our hard-earned money. What's your take on all that real quick, Shaheed?
I think, the even playing field is the key. I mean, D-Town Boxing said it, a year before the boxing match took place, because, he was calling Crawford out because of his actions, you know what I mean? During the negotiations, you going off, you would have known, so-called gangster. And you go off to, you go off and fight David Avanesian. Just his actions were suspect because he went over there because we all see through the midst of the BS that he doubted himself. He knew that Earl Spence, in order for him to beat Earl Spence Jr., he knew that he needed an upper edge or upper hand or a boost or a performance enhancement of the SNAP program, as we know it works, because Devin Haney just showed that same character from the Balco down to the SNAC. Didn't he drop Progress in the 3rd round with the same jab that Bud dropped Spence in with the 2nd round with the same jab, right?
Yes.
And we know Devin Haney ain't never had a power jab to knock nobody down. So that shows and proves that these enhancements are whatever that he's given them is coming out in their performance, and their performances are enhanced to performances that they never had prior. So the reason why I think that he went over there is to get the upper edge, to get, to put himself as a boost and not be on even playing field. Is Terrence Bud Crawford taking a blood test? I think Errol Spence needs one as well. I think it needs to be on even playing field. If not, back to what Tank Davis said, get that SNAC S out of boxing.
Manager Martin, I want to say something. Was Devin Haney dealing with Victor Conte when he beat Cambosis?
Was who?
Was Devin Haney dealing with Victor Conte when he fought Cambosis?
Yes.
You remember when Devin Haney asked Cambosis at the end of the fight, "Do I have power? Did you feel any of my power?" He asked him that after the fight in the back. He asked him. So maybe he wanted to know how it was, his power being enhanced, or was his power greater since he was using the SNAC products? Because he asked him, he said, "Do I got any power? Did it hurt? Was it hard?" So he wanted to know, was the SNAC product giving him that edge and giving him that power like Victor Conte said? That's what I think, because we know that Devin Haney don't have power. So why would you be asking how hard do you hit? How about your power? So he was probably wanting to know, was the SNAC products working, and did Cambosis feel his power? That's what I believe.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of power in Devin Haney, we know he has some kind of power when the SNAC program works, because he hurt Regis Prograis about twice in that fight, and he actually knocked him down with the same punch that Terrence Crawford knocked down Errol Spence basically 1 round later. So SNAC program works. Well, I mean, hey, this was a wonderful show, Shaheed. D-Town, thanks for coming up, you and Shaheed. This was an awesome, awesome show. I want to do something different. I want to have Shaheed close us out. We almost 3 hours in. D-Town, give us your last 30 seconds. Shaheed, give us your last 30 seconds after D-Town to close us out. I salute both of my brothers up here, and I salute everybody that held the chat down, all the super thanks, all the super chats, all the super stickers, and all of the cash apps. Double salute to everybody that gave and contributed. Please come back tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be right here. No time limit because it is on Friday. But we don't know. We're going to be right here tomorrow. Come back because we're going to talk about Jerron Boots Ennis. Oh, yes. He just tweeted something now, and I'm going to leave y'all with it. Jerron Boots Ennis told Terrence Crawford, because he tagged him in it, "You send it, I'll sign it." And he's referring to a contract. We're going to cook and air fry on that tomorrow. One to see if they're going to rumble. I mean, hey, they both at 147, and we can't get the Spence fight right now because he got to get the surgery on the eye. So maybe we can still get some competitive fights. We shall see. I'm doing way too much talking. Detail, what's your 30 seconds, my brother? Speak on it.
Salute to my brother and manager Marty, both of y'all on the chat. Salute to every last one of you, and all my brothers and my family members that's in the chat, females, males. We got to keep it real, family. No matter if they hate us or love us, but we got to keep it real. It's only a few good men, and one thing I can respect is somebody stand on what they believe. No matter if you believe it or don't believe it, but stand on it. So all I ask everybody to do is pray for me, and I'm going to pray for y'all. Salute, family. D-Town Boxing, signing out.
Can you hear me? Peace and love to everybody on the channel, to the hottest podcast that's on the globe right now. You already know what it is, man. You know what I mean? Truth over falsehood, facts over feelings. And we all know what it is. If the SNAC program works, we already know. We here now. Much love to everybody on the chat. One love.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing